Hey, I'm your host, Anthony Tank Mansfield, and with me this week is...
Alyssa Servizzi.
And...
J. Lee Campbell.
And this is What You Into.
What you into? What you into?
Hey, what's happening? Alyssa and Jake, both thank you for returning. You're welcome back on the show. First off, I don't have a name for the sequel club yet. When you get to come on for the second time, if you come on the third time, it's the Dale Earnhardt Club. Fourth time, it's the Ric Flair Four Horsemen Club. But I'm still working on the second timer name.
Witchcraft 2.0.
Witchcraft 2.0.
I don't think that classifies an entire group of people,
it's for me.
but it's for you and others.
It's for me.
Okay. Do you think that he hasn't had multiple people come on multiple times?
I'm the
There's
I'm the
categories
supreme.
for it already in place. In order to have people come on 3 or 4 times, they have to at least come on twice, right?
I'm bad at math.
Listen,
I do like the fact that you immediately were like Dale Earnhardt and Ric Flair. I'm on that level.
I was, yeah.
Yeah. You're like yeah. Now it's Witchcraft, Dale Earnhardt, and
That is a good point.
and Ric Flair. So all right, and then Jay, first time on the show, first time doing a podcast in 2023.
Yeah, actually, we've been on an extended break since November. We tried to record a big, crazy finale. I made the mistake of inviting all of my friends from the band Brave Lake, as well as Alyssa, my friend Christian, and Jasmine England, and it turned into a shit show so goddamn fast.
It just turned into a party with like just open like mics picking up everything.
Yes.
Essentially, it just became Christian, Jasmine, and Brennan just talking shit over top of everybody. It's essentially what it became.
This is like, have you ever seen the movie? What was it's the first movie, Cannibal the Musical. It's by the two guys that made South Park, Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
I have not. I've seen the Book of Mormon. I haven't seen Cannibal the Musical.
So Cannibal the Musical was the first thing they ever did. They sold it to Troma, which is this independent film company that makes like schlocky cult and horror shit. They make The Toxic Avenger and Kabuki Man, NYPD. And so they sold them this as like their first thing where it's a musical about the Donner Party. And it's a whole musical about cannibalism in the 1800s. And so they on the DVD they do the voiceover track where you can like listen to the director's commentary. It's just them sitting there getting hammered for like the first hour, and then a half hour in they announce that somebody brought weed, so they're gonna go to the next room to go smoke, and then they come back, and then the last 15 minutes of it is them ignoring the room, just being like, we're gonna go to a strip club, like strip club after this, right? Obviously strip club.
That's the most Matt and Trey thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking hilarious as they go from like the first half hour, they're really into the movie. And then by the end of it, they're just like, all right, let's get this thing over with. Like, let's go.
That's amazing. Have you seen Book of Mormon?
I have not seen Book of Mormon.
It is so goddamn funny.
Is it only in like you have to go physically see it? Like, is there a DVD? Not a DVD,
I saw
but like a streaming version
of it.
Okay,
so it was like I don't really know if there's an official copy of it.
Yeah,
but I did see like somebody recorded it at a live event.
Nice,
and it was hilarious. It's balls to the wall, just talking shit about Mormons.
Yeah,
it's fucking amazing. It's like Dogma 2.0.
It's crazy those guys are like that funny, but also that musically good.
Yeah.
Like they can make this work.
They're weirdly super talented. And it's like they took all of their talent and they were like, shit jokes.
Yeah, just dick and fart jokes for fucking 3 decades.
Yeah.
That's what we're making over here.
Hey, it seems to only get better with time.
It's true. It's true. Well, hey, look, your podcast, Millennials Suck Podcast, people can find it online at millennialsuckpodcast.com, which is where you find everything at, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we're located, on every streaming service, and we have a link through our website, which, speaking of which, shout out to Dimitri Foreman at Foreman Creative. He hooked us up with the website. But yeah, so all of our links are posted up on that website. So if you're looking for Millsuck, all you have to do is go there.
Right on, man. And can you just tell the listeners like what the vibe of the show is? Like, what do you guys got going on over there? Besides when you have the Christmas episode and everybody wrecks it.
So essentially, what we do is we like to showcase people that are just doing cool shit. Like our literal only rule for when we book people is, are they doing something cool? So we like, it's mostly musicians because I was involved in the music scene for so long. So that's where most of my connections lie. But we know we've had hella different types of creators and just people doing cool shit out here. And we like to have like a really, if anyone's ever seen like have you ever watched the old like Brian Starr's interviews on YouTube? Mm-mm. The dude's a douchebag, but he used to do this thing that nobody else was doing at the time where he would really like try to get into like the personalities of people. He would, instead of asking them the same questions over and over again that they have to answer on every interview, they would try to like, excuse me, he would try to like get to know them at a more personal level. He'd fuck them up with like stupid questions like, what's your porn star name? And shit like that. And we used to like those interviews a lot. So we like that real homey, like real just chill vibe. We want to like not just showcase people and what they're doing and all that cool shit, but also give listeners a way to get to know them in a way that they might not actually, to where it actually feels like you're in the room with that person.
Nice. Yeah, I had a good time when I came on your show. That's really what we did. We just like hung out in a studio for like 2 hours and just kind of talked shit.
Yeah, one of us got real deep about their secret, possibly gay obsession with Michael B. Jordan.
That's true.
I'm not going to tell you which of us it was, but they're in this room.
That person is here right now. Yeah, so listener, listen to the episode to figure that one out.
Spoiler alert. My cat has 7 names and 3 of them are Michael B. and Jordan.
You see where this is going. And also you got your IG. You're at Growl Life on Instagram, and also Millennial Suck Podcast also on IG as well.
Yes, sir. We also just launched our YouTube channel. We had
hell yeah.
We have an update. I don't know if we posted it today or it's coming out tomorrow, but we have an update about our equipment issues and my medical issues and all that are, contributing to the massive amount of time in us releasing content. So if anybody wants to go check that out.
It's pretty sick you're doing the video thing.
Well, that's the only video thing we're doing.
Or trying to.
No, we bought some really shitty cameras.
Ah, yeah.
And they don't even have brand names on them. They literally, like, you know how like on this like hand strap of a lot of cameras they'll have like an acronym or the brand name on it. It just said DVC, and then underneath it in really small letters it said digital video camera.
Perfect.
And it just had like 4 1080p stickers on it, which it very much is not. We tried to do the Blacklight showcase. So a buddy of mine is one of the senior engineers at Blacklight Productions downtown. And he did a new Natty event where he showcased all of their artists. And we did 5 hours of interviews. We did, I think it was 22 interviews that day. And we lost all of the footage for the, 14 of them. Or some shit like that. Dude. It was so stupid.
So you're just completely out all that. And
yeah, so we're out the money and we don't have cameras that we can rely on, so we can't try. And we've been doing the audio thing, for 3 years now, and we haven't really had the promotional tools to really get the growth that we're looking for. And we had this whole plan laid out, and then we bought those cameras, and now we don't have the money to get newer cameras, and we're already back $300. So it's like, fuck.
Dude, now I just feel bad. I'm sorry, man.
Thanks for letting me come on, man. I've been bored.
Okay, well, I'm glad we can have this moment. Hopefully the camera thing gets resolved. Hopefully. Yeah, if not, just, go steal some security cameras,
That's what I said. I was like, just go get a bunch of ring light cameras.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, just get a bunch of rings. It's cool.
We'll get it together.
It'll work out. And then Alyssa, you're on IG. People can find you at, where's my script? Here we go. At Servizzi_art, and also on Behance, behance.net, /Alyssa Servizzi. Dude, what is Behance?
So it's something I found through another artist. They were using it to showcase their portfolio, digitally. And I was like, I don't really want Instagram to be my portfolio, because I feel like it doesn't feel right. So I just made an account on it, and I was like, all right, here it is. It works for me.
Sweet.
Yeah, it just makes it easier, because I post everything on Instagram that I make creatively. Mm-hmm. So, there's stuff on there that I've already sold, commission pieces, stuff that I was just kind of fucking around exploring a new concept with. But on Behance is where I actually list my work that is for sale and things of that sort.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Nice. Well, look, you two, let's get into opening segment tonight. I just had something really weird happen to me at a concert, and having you two on, I'm like, they've been to a ton of shows. So I figure you guys probably had some weird stories to swap as well.
Hit me with it.
All right.
Curious. What concert were you at, first of all?
All right, so Saturday night, me and my buddies went to go see Jizza from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Nice.
Jizza, and so he was performing Liquid Swords, the album in its entirety, with a live band. And I was like, I never thought I would see Jizza solo outside of Wu-Tang. I certainly never thought I was like very certain I was never see him doing all of Liquid Swords in concert. And then finally, I never thought I'd see him with a live band. So I was like, holy shit, I'm definitely going to this. It was at Ludlow Garage, which is down. Have either of you two seen the show there?
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, it's like not super big. It holds like maybe 500 people. It's like once people are in there, it's very tight. It's like this feels
very claustrophobic.
Yeah, it's like this is a lot, and it was weird because we ended up because we showed up at like 8. The show was supposed to start at 8:30. Doors were at 7. No opener. Show was supposed to start at 8:30. We got there at 8. We were 2 people back from the stage. Like we were right there up front. And yeah, like anytime anybody would leave to go to the bathroom or get a beer, like they were gone for like a half hour. It was like losing someone at sea. You're like, we are never gonna fucking see this person ever again. Because it's just so compacted down there. So we go to the show. Like I said, it's supposed to start at 8:30. We're waiting. Turns in like 8:45. Okay, 9. It's like, okay, 9. He's going to make a grand entrance. Okay, maybe. 9:30. Like, okay, it's been a fucking hour. Like, what's going on? 10 o'clock hits. Still nothing. Nobody said anything. And then so finally somebody gets on the PA and they're like, hey, like Jizza had plane trouble, travel trouble. He's in the building now. Give him like 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to come out and do this. We're like, all right, cool. And then we wait and it's like another, like now it's like 10:30 and it's like, what the fuck? So we see somebody like on the, like behind the curtain. Like I see like a white guy in a striped polo shirt. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like what's going on? Like this guy definitely doesn't look like he's either hanging out with Jizza, and he definitely doesn't look like some dude who's working as like a stagehand at the venue.
Hamburglar is on stage.
Like,
currently.
yeah, who the fuck is this guy? Like, why is there like a fucking guy a white guy in his 60s in a polo shirt at this show? And then you see a chair get sat down, and then you see Jizza sitting on the chair, and I'm like, is this going to be like Tinkerbell, where like if we believe in our hearts through the power of Wu-Tang Clan that we can rise Jizza off the chair? Is this how the show starts after a fucking 2-hour delay? Like, what is happening right now? And so then this dude comes on the stage and he's like, hey, I'm Jizza's cousin. Hey, look, y'all, he was on the flight here and somebody slipped him something. He's no condition to perform, and he's just, it's not, and people are kind of like, so there's sort of like a murmuring from the crowd, like, what the fuck? And then he's like, if you want to like see a fucked up show, he was like, that's not he's performing. He's like, but it's not, he's like, it's not going to be good, and we don't want to do that. And he's not in the spot, and everybody's kind of like, yeah, man, because most people there are my age, or around it. So people are either in their 40s or 30s, because it's a dude from Wu-Tang Clan, and that album's from the 90s and whatever. So everybody's kind of understanding, but also it's kind of like, what the fuck? And so then they get him up off the chair and walk him on the stage. And he's so banged up, like his cousin has to like put an arm underneath him to help hold him up. And then they give him the mic, and he's like, I'll do it, but it's gonna be all fucked up. He's all slurring his words and shit. And everybody's like, nah, man, it's good.
Nah, bro, you should go see a physician immediately.
Yeah. And then like his cousin gets back on the mic, and he's like, we've already rebooked the date. He's like, we're coming back August 5th. He's like, we're sorry. He's like the band. He was like, the band wanted to play. He's like, this guy drove 14 hours to be here to play. I've never seen that before, man. I've never been to a show where the show got canceled because somebody from the band was too fucked up to play the show.
Okay, so I've seen bands too fucked up to play the show. I watched a show get canceled. It wasn't like a Gizza show, obviously, but like I saw. I'm not gonna name the band. So their old vocalist was a horribly disturbed human being, and his drummer and him got into an argument while he was blackout drunk at a. By the way, this is a mental health show. That he is helped promote. He and another person, this was their mental health awareness show. And they got into this big argument, and the drummer left the venue, and he lost his mind. He was like, dude, because they had everything on backing tracks, so they ended up playing without him. But like when he got on stage, he was like going batshit. And then he eventually just started dropping N-words with hard R's while his
Whoa.
friends from work who are African American were
Oof.
right next to me. And then I was asked to grab his mic from him because I was friends with the promoter and also the people who ran the venue. So I did. And then they kicked him off stage. So technically, I've seen people be too fucked up to play a lot. I have never, however, even heard of an artist having to cancel a show because they were drugged on a plane.
Yeah.
That's
a
crazy to
fun
me.
one.
Well, I don't think he was drugged on the plane because then later that turned into it was food poisoning.
Okay.
I'm
So he just got hammered.
Jizza got hammered before the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
yeah.
Because I was like, because that's why my eyes got real big when you said that. I was like, wait, somebody drugged him? No one's ever seen this before. It's
Yeah.
the first time in music history.
Yeah, no, but this is the first time I've ever been to a show where it was like, no, we can't, no, this isn't happening because this guy's too fucked up. I've been to shows where like the singer has gotten fucked up during the show, and by the time they're hitting the encore, they're blacked out. I've seen that a few times, but this is the first one I've had where it's like, nope, it's like a rain delay. It's like, nope, we can't play in inclement weather. He's hammered, and I'll see you in August.
Yeah, that's wild to me. I mean, like I said, I've seen like the last band I used to tour with, the guitarist and the vocalist dropped acid before a set. We talked about it on Millsuck with them, but like, no, seriously, I was like, so we were like, how was that? And
Yeah,
it's like,
what
dude,
was that like?
Like Wes was like, dude, I hated it. He's like, I was literally thinking in between lyrics.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, bro, fuck all that.
Yeah.
But no, I've never, like I said, that's crazy. But I can't believe that they actually let y'all sit there for like 3 hours.
I know. It's just like, dude, like if you know it's not going to work, just cancel it.
Just like, hey man, RZA couldn't make it. There was flight problems.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
We'll give you your money back later.
We'll get it back. So in my brain, I'm thinking the guy with the polo was like the venue guy, and I'm sure there had to be like some conversation in the back where it was like, hey, why is this guy not on stage yet? Hey, because he's too fucked up. And I'm sure there was. I would love to have been a fly on the wall for that conversation. And then also rebooking him because immediately they were like, come back. It's like Saturday, August 5th. He's going to be here. So it's like, okay, you guys had a long enough conversation in the back to even figure out when you're rebooking him to come back here. Like, that's interesting.
That's wild.
Alyssa, what about you? Have you ever had like something really weird happen in the show? You're like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, I don't know if I've had like any super what the fuck moments. I've had some like moments at shows that I thought were like interesting or funny. The story you were just telling reminded me of when I saw Fiddler. It was like 7 or 8 years ago. It was a really long time. But I think it was one of their songs where they have like a really long like guitar part for the intro to the song, and he just like puts like 2-3 tabs of acid on his tongue, and like he gets through that song like maybe one more, and then it gets to the point where he is like kind of like sitting on his knees and he's like bent all the way back playing his guitar, and it was just ridiculous. It was the funniest thing. I was like, man, like he's really out here vibing.
Honestly,
and
I
then
respect
like
it.
as many like of the hardcore style shows I used to go to, I've definitely seen a lot of people just like straight get beat up and shit. So that's always fun.
Yeah, definitely that, like going to shows and seeing people getting blindsided in pits or somebody catching karate kicks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you know where the Trenton Fisherman's Club is?
No, where is the Trenton Fisherman's Club?
It is in a little town called Trenton, Ohio.
Nice.
The first time I was ever there was to see The Devil Wears Prada. It's like it's literally like a small, almost event center, right? But you can probably fit maybe 100 people in there.
Okay.
It's literally just a big room and then a small kitchen, and it's only like a half wall, like separating the two. So they would get like 200-300 people in this building, and then people would just beat the fuck out of each other, like pits, fights, everything. There was like straight edge gang wars there like twice a week. It was fucking nuts.
Who's running this place and just being like, let's let these grown
Tell you
children
off mic,
smash
he's
each
still a
other.
promoter in the scene.
He's like, perfect. Yes, I found the perfect spot to hold shows from now on. We can just totally break fire code. Nobody cares because nobody knows where the fuck Trenton, Ohio is, and then we can just have Thunderdome go off inside.
Pretty much, dude. I mean, the only show I ever went there, because all of them were beyond capacity, but the only show I ever went that actually got shut down, it was the last time Prada was supposed to play there, and they brought like all of the big bands in. It was like right after they got signed to Roadrunner. And then there were so many people that once you got in the building, you couldn't walk out of the building. Like, again, it's maybe maybe 500 square foot building.
Whoa.
And once you've got into it, it would take 15 to 20 minutes to get out. And if you walked outside, don't even try to come back in. Like, we paid and then stood outside the doorway for 20 minutes in between 12 gauge and From the Gallows. And we were just like, I guess we'll just listen from out here.
I guess we just live here now. This is our new home outside of this fucking building for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, they got 2 bands into the lineup before the firefighters were like, y'all gotta get the fuck out of here. This is not acceptable. And that was I believe, one of the last shows at the Fish Club.
After that, the firefighters knew where it was at, and they were like, fuck, okay, we got to move this around.
There's a lot of intoxicated children elbowing each other in the eyebrow. We got to get these motherfuckers out of here.
Yeah, this is fucking detrimental
Not in
society.
this Christian town.
Well, okay, so let's get into the main part of the show tonight. So this is interesting couples episode because you two started dating, and then like I think it's interesting when you start dating somebody because there's the initial attraction, but then there's like now like I got to get to know you as a person, because if this is going to be like a thing where we keep dating, like we got to figure out what we like, what we don't like, and like what's no go and all that shit before it's like, well, now you got to figure out like, does it keep going or not? So I think it's interesting when that does happen, because you start to figure out the Venn diagram of the relationship. Like, what's the shit where you both cross over? What's the stuff that's a little bit outside the circle, but it's tolerable? And then what's the shit that, oh my God, why the fuck are you into that? And so that's why I wanted to have you on the show tonight. Listener, we did a similar show about music, maybe about a year ago with Billy DeVore and Alicia DeVore and my wife, Lauren. You can find in the back catalog, where we using this same formula for approaching music in as being a couple. All right, so let's start out with, what did you find common ground on? Like, what's the shit that you two are both into?
Oh gosh, let me think. I think like one of the first initial things that we were really into, because it was like the first time that we kind of like hung out like romantically, was we both love being outside.
Okay.
Like, we spent a lot of time just at, like, Whitewater, and we just went and, like, laid in a hammock for, like, 6 hours. And we were just chilling. Like, it was great.
So do you like, so when you're outside, do you just want to be the act of, like, just being outside, or is it, like, hiking, or what are you looking to do?
I mean, it kind of just depends for me. Like, I really like kayaking a lot. Or not kayaking, sorry, hammocking a lot. So I like to just, like, go find a place, like, off of the trails and shit, to just hang up my hammock and be left alone for a few hours. Mm-hmm. And I was actually looking for a place, like new places to hammock, and she was like, there's this park over here by my house, blah, 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 blah. So we went out there, and it was really nice. So I mean, mostly I just like being outside. I like the birds and the squirrels and the dogs and the grass and shit. I like being around water a lot. Like, it's weird. Like, I just like water.
So hold on, back the truck up. You just dropped hammocking on us. Is hammocking its own subgenre? Is there other people that are into hammocking?
Honestly, so I have this cabin group that I go every year. We go to a different like mountain or some shit, and we get a cabin for a few days. And they all like a couple of them just started like having hammocks. So I was like, I want a hammock. So I went to Walmart and bought one. It was like a little travel one. It was like a real cheap one. I still fucking use that thing. And I realized that it's more convenient to have one of those, because you can just take it wherever,
and just
versus
pop it
having
up.
those like big like rope ones.
Yeah.
So those are super specific. These, they have like adjustable straps and shit. So you can just find 2 trees, wrap it up, and you're good.
Nice.
And then I just realized that I really enjoyed going to random places and just hanging my hammock up. I was trying to figure out if I could get one on our patio the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
So like, I don't necessarily know whether or not there's like a hobby genre of hammocking, but what I do know is that I literally leave my house with the intention of just finding a place to put my hammock and lay there.
See, I figured there has to be, because like there's got to be other dudes like you out there, and it's got to be like anything else where there's tiers of hammocks, like, where it's like, well, this one's $100, but if you throw down like 500, you can get like this one instead, and like brand names and all that shit.
Right. I imagine, because I thought the same thing. I was like, there's got to be like a community of these people. But then my friend Jasmine England, she was talking about something, and I said that she should come hammocking with us, and she goes, no one's ever asked me to just go hammocking. I was like, well,
Today's the day.
today's your lucky day, dude.
I'm looking on Reddit. So there is a subreddit called Hammocks, and it is home to close to 47,000 people.
Yeah.
So
The minority, the few, the proud.
if you're looking for your people, go
Get
on
on Reddit.
Yeah, go on r/hammocks. And there's also hammock camping, which has a healthy 65,000 people in that subreddit.
Still counts.
Hell yeah, dude! Nice. Well, I hope you can connect with your people. And
I'm gonna be the leader. I'm gonna start a small army.
You're
of
gonna take
lazy.
it over of just human sloths. to
Just
hang
people
out near
doing drugs and
trees.
hammocks, and I'm the god.
Dude, if you can get that job, fucking take it.
I will. You're up.
Well,
you want to come with me?
Yeah, well, I mean, well, if there's a spot in the cult,
Wouldn't that be a fucking great cult leader, though?
Here's the problem with cults, though. It's a very dictator thing where only the guy at the top is fucking, because everybody else then has to give their wife to the guy to fuck.
Yep.
So as much as I appreciate the offer of being a vice president in your hammock cult, I have to decline.
That's fair. But let's be honest, though. How great of a cult leader?
Stop
would I
trying
be?
to stop trying to talk me into it.
But think about it though. Like there would be such worse cult leaders. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's definitely way worse cult leaders. Yeah, no, you're just hanging out in a hammock. You're already like you versus Jim Jones. You're already above.
I don't even
you're
make
winning.
Kool-Aid anymore. It's bad for your teeth.
Yeah, you're not having. What did the one dude do? He mean, like, was it the guys that killed themselves in the tracksuits with the Nikes? Did they like have to hack their dicks off first or something?
I don't know if I've heard of that one.
They were the cult. They were I forget their name. They were this cult that they wore tracksuits and they wore Nikes and they believed that like Jesus was on another planet, and so to get to it they had to commit suicide to go travel to see him. And yeah, it was a whole thing.
Sorry, I'm not. I'm just looking.
Yeah,
that up.
look it up.
I've never heard of that.
Literally
That's
just looking
wild.
up tracksuit cult.
Yeah,
And with how much like true crime and like culty type shit I
Heaven's
listen to,
Gate.
Heaven's Gate. That was
Yep.
it. Heaven's
I've heard of
Gate.
that.
I was say I've heard of Heaven's Gate.
I
Yeah.
didn't know the specifics of it.
That was one of those things. Is like being a kid growing up. What did it happen? Was it late '90s, early 2000s?
It's looking like it was founded in '74
Okay.
and led by Bonnie Nettles
Ooh. Well.
and Marshall Applewhite, which
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's the dude, Marshall Apple. He was real crazy looking. Like he had like huge ears. Like I just distinctly remember like him, big ears and like big weird stare, like big saucer eyes. And he would like do these promos where he's like talking to the camera about going and finding God and space.
Sorry, I just got weirdly conflicting information.
Guess that's one place for God to hang out.
But yeah, apparently it was all the like the like headline shit happened in the '90s, but apparently it's been around since the '70s, which is crazy.
Yeah, well, it's a good long running cult.
Yeah, it's a dude. They're like the Sith, bro.
Yeah,
they hid in the shadows till it was time to fuck shit up.
The damn thing.
If I fuck shit up, die in fucking tracksuits on bunk beds.
Yeah, while offering their wives to the closest man to God.
Fuck, dude. If I die in a bunk bed, like don't tell people that. Don't
Tell them I was in a king size.
just something. Just don't put that in my obituary. I don't want people to know.
Definitely wasn't in a bunk bed.
Definitely died like a man. Did not die in a bunk bed.
I think. Have you ever thought of that? Like, what are the places like in your day to day life, like the normal mundane things that you do during your day, like the worst, like the most embarrassing thing that you do day to day to be murdered during? I've actually thought about that a lot.
Ooh, for me, it would definitely be when I'm getting ready in the morning because I sit in the sink.
That's true. Like if you
You
were just
find me
like
in the sink.
somebody just come up behind you, just slit your throat while you're in the sink, just half makeup on.
Oh my god.
Oh
no.
my God.
At least let me get the lashes on first.
I mean, the
please.
obvious one is obviously like using the bathroom. Like you never want to die sitting on the
Right.
toilet.
Well, they still talk about Elvis.
True.
You know.
you could die a legend.
Yeah, but it's still everybody's kind of like, Andy died on the toilet. Ha ha. Like it's something that people definitely dunk on you for.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
if you get if you die Winnie Poohing it, like that's a bad look.
Like if you're just like halfway through a log, bro, it hasn't even like fully.
in a sad dick.
Oh my god.
A sad, like I gotta, especially with all the pills he was on, that's a sad dick.
You know what I just realized? I think I would rather die erect than not erect.
Yeah, no, definitely.
If because
sure.
eventually when you die, like obviously the blood flow is going to stop and the erection's going to cease. But
But
I want the
rigor
killer-
mortis.
That's I mean
I don't know how that works. I'm not a scientist.
we're gonna pretend to be.
I
do it all the time.
I don't know. Do you get a? I know you shit yourself when you die. I don't know if you get a boner when you die.
No, but I do know that there have been people who've gotten knocked out and have gotten so close to dying because of the knockout and their dick got hard. And I don't know the science behind that, but I've seen it a million times.
Damn.
I've seen people get knocked the fuck out and their dick gets hard. My granddad told me the first time I saw it, which was in a UFC fight, that and I quote, "That means that dude's about to die." And I didn't Google it, so I'm pretty sure he's right.
I'm going to take grandfatherly advice on that one.
Yeah, I'm just going to think he knows what he's talking about here.
That totally sounds like some old like Southern saying where it's like, he got hit so bad his dick got hard. It's like, shit, man, that dude got fucking rocked.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson isn't going to come out here and talk to us about dead dicks.
No, he
so
ain't
we
gonna
just
talk
got
about
to,
dead
you
dicks.
just got to assume.
We got to figure it out.
The real scientists aren't going to devote their time to dicks.
No. All right, so you're hammocking outside. You like, are you cool with the hammocking, or do you want to hike around? Do you want to like rappel and shit, cave around? Like, what do you want to do outside?
Oh gosh, no rappelling. I can't do heights.
But
I'm
I don't like that either.
so into the hammocking. I was never like, he got me into it. We just like did it that one day, and I was like, oh, I love this, and now we do it like pretty consistently. Especially,
Do you have your own hammock?
I don't yet. I just like kind of sit in his with him because I'm needy. But I do want to get my own at some point, just so we can like kind of be on our own vibe and whatnot when we want to.
I have mentioned getting her own hammock, and not like in a get the fuck out of my hammock way, but just in a your hammock.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
wouldn't that be nice
And
to have your
every
own
time
place?
I do it, she just looks at me and goes, "But I like sitting with you." I'm like, "All right, we just keep doing
I
this."
do,
thing.
but it's like after we've been in there for a couple hours, I'm like, oh, I want my own.
And also,
You know?
a hammock is most comfortable when you're all the way stretched out and like cocoon in it.
Yeah.
And it's like when there's two of us, we can't really do that.
Can you like get a double hammock, or is that?
I mean, they make hammocks that are like extra wide
Yeah.
for multiple people, but it's like when you lay like in a hammock, like
You're
it-
like squished together.
you become like the center of
regardless.
gravity for the bottom.
Oh,
part.
yeah, that
So it
makes
kind of just becomes this perfect wrapped cocoon around the body, like the bottom of your body.
Mm-hmm.
So when there's like two people, like you obviously can't lay straight if it's too small or if it's not wide enough, or if you're laying together, it's just gonna kind of seep to a middle. You know what I mean? So it's definitely like hammocks are definitely best used alone unless you really like being touched, in which case just jump in there because y'all are going to meet in the middle for sure.
So how are you two jumping off this fucking 2-person bike when you're done? Like, how do you get out of the hammock?
Typically, I will get up first.
Okay.
And then I will help her up.
Okay.
Like, because I don't usually typically put them too high. Like, usually I'm like, I like to be able to just get out and stand up.
Mm-hmm.
So typically it'll be like 2.5, 3 feet off the ground. And so when I get up, I'll just kind of like push her legs off of me. And then I'll just like literally just put my feet down and then kind of like center myself and get up, and then I'll help her up. It is a learning process. Like, you do have to learn how to dismount because I've fallen so many times just trying to get out of that thing.
So what about other stuff that you two had in common? I'm looking right now, like you're both very into a neutral color palette, like both
Oh, yeah.
very much wearing black. Was that also part of it, where it's like, yes, my people?
I mean, now that you say it, I don't even know if I noticed that at first, but I think it's definitely a thing.
I think to be fair, most of the people that we were hanging out with, like literally most of our friends now, always all wear black.
It's all like the same aesthetic,
Mm-hmm.
like with everyone. I think another thing that like we really had in common, even like just as friends, like when we first met, was we had the same offensive sense of humor where we love roasting each other, because we still do that even in our relationship.
No, I was actually going to say that earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt you. Is because if it depends on your definition of hobby, because I would classify my enjoyment of being mean to people I love as a hobby. I like to think I'm good at it. I've worked really hard at getting better over the years, and that was like what our entire.
I've been working on my bullying.
Yeah,
I've
for
been
sure.
trying to get really good at bullying.
Like for sure. And like that was just like immediately, like the first time we met was on the podcast, and one of the first things she said to me, "If you don't know what a claw tub is, I don't know what to tell you." And I was like, "I know what a claw tub is, asshole."
Yeah.
And then ever since then, we just started talking shit. Like, it got to a point to where one day we were both drunk outside of the Southgate house, just like comparing like stats of our creations. Like, we were talking about like I was like, "Yeah, but I have 2 million streams on Spotify," and she was like, "Yeah, but I make money on my art. Have you done that?" And it was like a whole back and
Oh
forth.
yeah,
thing.
we were lighting each other up.
Yeah, and then literally to the point where like at the end of the night, I was like, "Hey, I was just playing, right?" She goes, "Oh yeah, me too." So if you consider that a hobby, that was the first common interest, was just being an asshole to one another.
Yeah, definitely. We very much bonded over that.
I think that is the thing, where you to like find somebody that you can be compatible with. Like, you have to have something that you connect on like that, where it's something that you can't do with a lot of other people. It's just kind of like this other person that you can really make that work back and forth. For me and my wife, it was Simpsons stuff. We would like always talk Simpsons shit back and forth. And then we would also, when we started dating, we started text each other back and forth like joke names for bands or albums. And we would just randomly hit each other up with like something that we thought was like a witty fucking thing for a genre. And it was just like a joke between us. And so that was like something that we bonded over initially.
No, I mean,
That's so cute. I love that.
There were a few other things like that. I mean, like, for example, like, we have this thing that happens where we'll be super similar, but completely different in that wave at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like we both like anime, but the animes I like and the animes she likes are not the same.
Yeah.
So, like, her favorite animes are shit I've never watched. My favorite animes are shit she never gave a chance or never sat and watched or whatever. And it was like, we have that happen pretty much all the time. Like, we listen to the same type of music, but we listen to different bands. Like, we like the same types of, like, content, but we watch different people.
Does that lead to this is cool, or does it lead to like fights where you dunk on each other over shit that the other one's into? Like, you have a mutual ground on it, but like you're watching that fucking sucks.
I mean, I think typically we kind of, because I think we try to just like give shit a chance. I don't think either of us are really intolerant of any of the others' like individual interests. Like, there's things that like she does like that she'll like that I don't give a fuck about. Like, she made me watch this weird ass show that I'm still scarred about. Actually, what was it called?
Brand new cherry flavor.
Yeah, have you ever heard of this?
No, I don't. What is
It's about
this?
witches and cats, which sounds all right. At first, I'm like,
this tracks.
I'm here for this. But like halfway through the season, so basically the premise of the show is this witch is helping this chick get revenge or some shit under the pretense that she has to keep birthing her cats. And the way she does that is by vomiting them. And she's like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. I'm not doing that. I'm not throwing up cats anymore. So the witch literally, and not to be too graphic, gave her a side vagina. And then she just started having birth of kittens out of her side. But she was with her dude at this hotel, and like as she's like exploring that thing, she just starts to realize, oh, this is actually like a vagina. And then there's a whole sex scene where you can clearly tell that this dude is fucking this side pussy.
He's fucking a rib cage.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really see it, but it is heavily implied. And I was like, because we watched like the first 2 episodes together, and then I watched the rest of it, back in my place by myself. And then I just texted her, and I was like, yo, fuck you, dude. It was a situation. Like, I still can't stop thinking about it.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around like rib pussy. Like, that's just fucking crazy.
Dude, I will give you the
Outside
exact.
of that scene, it was real interesting. It was real weird, very strange.
Wait,
Super
was
weird.
was this anime or live action?
Live
It's a
action.
live action.
Live action. Holy fuck! Is it? Wait, so
They
is
show you the pussy, bro.
it like a horror movie?
It's pretty spooky. It's like,
It's definitely meant to be like creepy and uncomfortable.
yeah, there's definitely a lot of like really uncomfortable like type moments in it.
Is this a new movie that's come out recently, or is
I
this?
watched it like
It's a
3-4
show.
years ago.
Really?
It's a show.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's a show. I think it was like 2019.
And what's it
Yeah.
called again?
Brand new cherry flavor.
I'll literally,
Brand new cherry flavor.
I'll pull it up for you like when we get off the mic.
It's bizarre.
Wow.
And it's not up the alley of shit I normally like, but I just threw it on one day, like when it first came out, and I was just like, well, I'm dedicated now, and I was like, wow, that was a wild ride.
Boy.
Damn. Well, okay, so we're in the ballpark of it. Like, so witchcraft stuff. So what was that like when you started to date? Like, was this something? Have you had a lot of experience with witchcraft stuff and tarot cards and people that are into it, or is this kind of a first time diving into this world?
Well, I would like to note that a few weeks ago, this Facebook memory from like 2014 popped up, and it was child me, who was much more condescending than today me, who decided to make an entire status about, did you guys know that there's really people who believe in magic in the real world? Lols. That's almost exactly what it said. And now my girlfriend's a witch. So, we grow as people. But no, I mean, like, me personally, like I don't really have any like spiritual beliefs. I'm a very physically based person. Like, I'm one of those guys. It's like, when you die, you die. None of this actually matters. We're all just chaos incarnate. We're doing what we do, and as the universe does. And when you die, it's done. But I do find, like, I've always been obsessed with like religious lore. Like when I was a kid, I used to study like a lot of like mythologies and shit, specifically like Greek and Egyptian and Sumerian. And then I got into like like whole cultures, like pagan cultures and stuff like that. And to the point where I love learning about new religions and different stuff like that. So the fact that she has what I would say is pretty unique religious beliefs is always interesting to me. I genuinely like learning about. I like to talk shit about it a lot, but it's all new to me, so it's all super interesting, and it's right up the alley of my general interest. So it's like, cool, you're now my new textbook.
How did you introduce this to him? I mean, was it? I feel like it's kind of a thing where, like, is this something that like you immediately were like, hey, by the way, this is what I'm into, or did he already know? How did you kind of introduce this into the relationship?
So he actually knew about it like when we were still friends because we had known like each other in passing for quite some time, but the first time I actually interacted with him like heavily, I had gone on Millennial Suck to talk about witchcraft and art, and I brought like the same thing I did with the first time I came on What You Into. I brought my tarot cards, pendulum, and all that stuff, and just kind of like really dove into it. So he's kind of known like from the get-go, like, oh yeah, like she's into that.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely publicly berated her for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's giving me shit, but like at the end of the day, like when we're like actually being serious and like I do like a cool tarot pool or just something regarding like my beliefs, and I want to tell him about it, he does take me seriously and respect it.
Yeah. So and then do you so what's that like at that point? Like, do you try to incorporate him into it, or are you trying to get into it, or is it kind of like, this is my thing that I do, and you're like, that's cool?
Yeah, it's more like that. I'm like, this is my thing. He's like, good for you. You have that. It's not for me. But like, if I like do something for him, like I made him a little protection amulet. I got him an evil eye pendant, just like little like protective things. I made him a little love jar, and like he keeps the stuff and like he appreciates it. So, but I don't really incorporate him into any like significant like ritual type work or anything, because I'm not really the kind of person who wants to be like, oh well, you need to do this too because I do it. I'm respectful of the fact that he's not into it.
Yeah, no, I mean, my friend Alex and I talked about this on Millsuck. Like, it's not necessarily, it doesn't matter to me whether or not like for the sake of how, like, because I look at everything from a very matter-of-fact way. There's really no, like, room for, like, spiritual wonder in the way I look at the world. So it really doesn't matter to me whether, you know, something comes from a place that is, you know, correct or incorrect. You know what I mean? It's more about the intent. It's irrelevant to me whether or not the protection jar she gave me, which I referred to jokingly as a jar of dirt on a regular basis, actually will protect me. It's the fact that she went through the effort of creating it and giving it to me, believing that it would. So that means enough to me to like, I used to keep one on me all the time until I lost it. And then she made me another one. So I keep that one in a place, and the other one kind of sits. It was in my car. I got to move it. And I had an evil eye in my car and stuff like that. It's because, like, for her, I know it helps her, you know, feel more at peace. And then for me, it's just like, it's more about the gesture of it and what it means to her than it is what I care about what it actually means to me.
Being appreciative of a gift and appreciating the fact that she gave you something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're going to put the energy into, you know, making it and then casting a spell on it and putting your intent into it and then explaining me, you know, what it is and all of that, then then it means enough to me that you did it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, this kind of what you two are describing are my wife and I in plants, because I'm not in the plant, she is, and I have plants all over the house at this point, and I don't care. Like, it's cool. I don't hate them. Like, I like them. They're nice. If I was living alone, would I have them? No, I wouldn't have a plant now. I mean, maybe like one. Maybe somebody would give me one, and I would just sit on the coffee table.
Someone gave me one, and then I killed it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go there.
I
wait, you admitted you killed it?
I say I killed it just because I wanted to avoid the argument because I cut him off to say that. However, I don't necessarily know that that's true.
Look, when I left that plant, it was still alive.
Listen.
And what that plant does between, you know, midnight and 8 a.m. is on that plant.
See, she gave me, what was it?
It was a Chinese money plant.
So she gave me a Chinese money plant, and she gave me very specific directions.
I mean,
now,
it's got a
I
name
don't
like a
give
Chinese money plant.
shit about plants, but she gave me a plant, so fuck it. You know what I mean? She said, put it by a window, give it water. If it looks dry, give it more water.
Okay.
And it'll be fine. And I said, cool. I did both of those things. And 3 weeks later, it was yellow.
Dead.
And I was like, well, clearly this is dying. And I don't care enough to put enough effort into this. We named it, I can't remember its whole name, but its middle name was Dirt Bike. It was gender neutral, and it was an attorney.
Yes. We had a whole personality for this plant.
We literally ripped an entire personality for this plant that she killed. And basically what I think is that she set me up for failure. I think that she poisoned the plant or gave me incorrect plant instructions so that the plant would die so that she could gaslight me into thinking it was my fault. That's what I think.
Okay, that's your version of the events. What do you think happened?
I think he just doesn't know how to take care of plants. Because I had 3 of those things. I gave him that because I had one that was kind of big, and it had all these like little baby ones on it one day, and I was just like, oh, well, I need to remove those. Those are totally separate plants. So I got like 3 little plants off of the big one, and then he was like over at my old house one night, and I was like, here's a plant, and this is what you do, and it somehow died.
Okay, but hear me out though. I followed her instructions to the letter, right? This is how I know she poisoned it. Something
it's like
is afoot.
how much water were you giving it? How much sun was it getting?
Because
Was it
all of her
cold?
other plants were fine, and she told me to do what she does with her plants. And when I did exactly what she said, it died. I think she poisoned my plant.
Do you ever think about putting some pre-workout in the water? Like, I feel like that would probably help the plants because that would definitely make them stronger. I mean, if it works for us, why wouldn't it work for them?
Just a little bit of leaning steroid. Just get it out there. Get the definition in.
Miracle
Yeah.
Grow, it's just roids for plants.
Yeah,
Come back to your apartment in your car, fucking plants listening to like LMAO or whatever.
bro. Let's get some fucking plants on test. That's what I'm
There
saying.
we go,
Let's
dude.
get some thick plants.
Yes.
I'm not sure how science works, but I'm going to pretend that that's
Just
how
a bunch
it
of
is.
Chris Benoit plants, bro.
Need a buff plant.
So, I think the flip on the other side of this for my wife is like I'm into video games. My wife is not, but she is supportive and will like sit and watch me play and shit. And she never drags on me if I'm like playing games. If it's a Saturday night playing like a 3-hour session, she's never once like, oh my god, are you still playing video games? She's just always like, hey, enjoy yourself, have fun. So I think that's like another thing where we have our own separate lane on it, which I think is also healthy, is being able to have those things where it's like, hey, I'm not really into this, but it makes you happy. And if that's you and that's cool, then that's cool.
No, I appreciate separate interests. Like, it's actually like one of our, we did, well, we're not going to get too far into it, but we did a real weird thing when we were first like getting together where we kind of built a foundation of logic into our relationship. And one of those things was like, it was important to us that we maintained our own independent, lives and personalities outside of the relationship. So like, it's really cool, not just when you can appreciate and be involved or around, your partner's hobbies or passions or whatever, but it's also equally cool for different reasons when you guys can do your own thing and just be like, yo, I'll catch up with you later, I suppose. Because there's days she'll be doing art all day and I'll just be doing something stupid, like I'll be writing something or just watching some shit and we won't talk for hours. You know what I mean? Because we can do our own thing and then we can just come back to it. Or there's days where I'll go to the studio with Foreman and work on stuff, and then she'll sit at the place by herself for a few hours, and I'll come home and then we'll go to bed and it'll be whatever. And I think that that's super important, not just for like relationships, but just in general. Like, people need to be like more okay, I would think, with just being, individually in tune to things and not necessarily needing to be included in other people's shit all the time. I think if you're more focused on what you're doing, you have more shit to do with the people that aren't involved.
Yeah, knowing who you are as a person and being an individual is very important. Like, you can't love, the saying is you can't love someone else till you can love yourself. I don't know if that's fully true, but I do think that you have a really hard time being in a relationship if you don't know who you are.
Right.
Because then it gets weird because now the relationship is you, and that doesn't exactly work because it's like you're trying to split your personality onto 2 people, and the other person you're trying to split your personality on already has that personality. I don't know. I guess it works for some people. I mean, there are fucking people on Facebook that have like both their names in like one Facebook.
Oh, the joint Facebook
Who
account.
cheated? I need to know.
Right, I need to
Those weird me out. I don't understand it. I don't like. Is it a cheating thing, or is it like one of them doesn't do social media and the other one does, so they're kind of like the conduit that like passes along information if needed?
See, I think just with anything else, I think it's situational. I mean, I guarantee you that if you see a couple that's under the age of like probably 38, right, and it's a joint account, somebody cheated.
Yeah.
If you're looking at like a 45-plus-year-old woman's like joint Facebook account, it's probably the one of them doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And the other has nothing going on except the relationships. They're like, oh, it's just me and the wife.
Yep.
Us on Facebook. You know what I mean? Like, me and my wife were on Facebook. Nah, Doug, you were on Facebook.
Yeah.
Your wife doesn't get on Facebook.
Your wife's doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would also definitely see there'd be the inverse of that of like you get like 60-year-old dudes and up there. It's like I don't want to be on fucking social media, and then they're like, but we can see the grandkids, and it's like I don't get. They'll text us if it's important. Okay, I'm gonna go out in the garage and work on some shit.
They live 15 minutes away. I know where they are.
Yeah,
if I want to see them,
I
I'll go see
don't
them.
fucking care. I don't want to deal with all this other bullshit.
I can't wait till I can be old enough to stop giving a fuck about social media.
Oh, it's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty cool. All right, so let's get into this because when you and I originally talked about doing the show, we were talking about like a wrestling angle, and then we started talking about, oh shit, you're a guy in a relationship that's on the new, like way past where mine is. Like yours is pretty fresh. How do you have the conversation where you're like, hey, I'm into fucking grown men in their underwear pretending to beat the snot out of each other?
Honestly, in my experience, there's really I say that I eased her into it, and I kind of did in that, not necessarily easing her into the context. There's really no way around that. You know what I mean? The second someone sees you engaging in professional wrestling, it's just like, oh, you're one of those. You know what I mean? So it's like basically like I kind of just slow played my level of fandom over a few months. Like she would come over on a pretty frequent basis, and we'd just be watching stuff, and I'd be like, I'm gonna throw on some wrestling, fuck it. And I was like, yeah, I like to watch wrestling. And then like now it's just like every other day, I'm like, hey, we got some shit to watch. Like we just got a cable package through our new, because I haven't had cable since I moved out of my parents' house as a teenager. So like we got this little cable package through our new apartment complex. So now I've been watching AEW, and we've been watching all the WWE shows live and shit. And I'm just like, hey, it's Wednesday, shut up. I gotta hear who MGF cusses out this week.
Yeah, he did kind of just like throw it on one night, like mention it to me briefly, and he was like, "Oh, well, there was either one on that night, or he threw on like the most recent one on one of our streaming services." And I was like, I didn't think I was gonna be into it, but like he said earlier, it's like when we introduce each other to like an interest that one of us has, we always give it a chance before saying like, "Oh, that's not for me." And I was like, "Okay, I will give it a shot," and I was like, this is really cool. Like, I didn't really know it was happening yet, so I had to watch a couple more. He, like, played some of, like, the more old, like, popular, famous ones from a while back, and I was like, I enjoy this. Like, this is really fun.
The key for you and for anyone else listening who is trying to get a significant other to like wrestling is to explain to them that if they smoke enough weed before watching an event, you forget it's fake, because that is true. I've known what professional wrestling is since I was a child. My father was made sure of it. The second I was like, this stuff is cool, these guys are beating each other up, he's like, no, they're not. It's fake. Fuck you. You know what I mean? So, like, you can't really take people out of that, but if you get stoned enough, like, there's moments where you're like, oh, shit. And it's like, oh, wait, never mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never gotten the it's fake argument of professional wrestling, because like I mean it's like yes, you're not breaking anything to me right now. I obviously know that. Look, I get it. Like if I take a man and flip him upside down and drop him on his neck on concrete, he's probably not going to get up like 5 seconds later when people start clapping for him.
Right. He's
like,
not going to spear me 3 seconds later.
No, now he's got to drive a fucking van with a blow tube for the rest of his life. Like,
exactly.
I get that, like, this is not real. But then it's like, but people also watch movies, and it's like, do you not like movies or like TV shows? Like, are you pissed that people aren't really killing each other on The Sopranos? Like, why can you accept this thing as this is fake, but you can't accept the fake pro wrestling being fake?
Yeah.
See, I hate the concept of wrestling being quote unquote fake.
Right.
Like you're familiar with like strong style, right?
Right.
Like the really Japanese, really physical. Like, do you know who? Is it Okada?
Yep.
From Japan.
Yep.
When that dude elbows people in the face
Yeah.
and lets people kick him in the head, he's really just like, go for it.
Yeah.
Like JBL was literally taking people's heads off. Like, there's no way to fake a 30-foot swanton bomb over top of somebody else and crashing through
Right.
a ladder. You just can't.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're made flimsy. They're made by like prop departments so that they are sturdy enough to use, but can be collapsible.
They
But
quote unquote know how to fall.
But
But
at the same time, how many fucking drug addicts does this industry turn out just because the only way for them to do their jobs as frequently as they need to is to be all blasted on opiates? Jeff Hardy, once again, is a perfect example of that. Like, that dude's like, yeah, his matches are quote unquote fake, but at the same time, he's really fucking his body up.
It's insane how much mileage that dude's put on himself, just in the number of like ladder matches he's been in, and fuck, listener, let's talk about that for a second. A ladder match. It's not just a wrestling match. There's a fucking ladder, and usually they're climbing the ladder, and then they take bumps off the ladder where like somebody drop kicks the ladder, and now they just fly through the air and land on their fucking shoulders and back, and hopefully that's what they hit if they take it right. If not, they like, who knows how they're going to end up. Like, that's just a wild fucking thing to do.
There was literally an entire match stipulation called First Blood. And most of the time, when it was at its, because when WWE being the titan that it is, once it went to PG, it was kind of like everybody around it was kind of like, meh. That's kind of why AEW picked up so much steam so early, is because it felt more Attitude Era level like marketing. But like there was literally matches where motherfuckers would fight until one of them bled or cut themselves open with a razor blade. Like it's like yes, it's scripted, and yes, it's a performative art that is made to be less painful, but that doesn't mean it doesn't suck. Yeah. Like I was watching, there's this thing that WWE put out, and it was the Usos and the New Day were running back their Hell in a Cell match, and they were just like talking about the spots and everything. And Xavier Woods just starts laughing because they all five of them at one point saw, I can't remember what part of it was, but they all just kind of winced at the same time. And he was like, Jesus, I remember that, and it sucked. He goes, listen, guys, wrestling is a lot of fun, but it fucking hurts.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a lot of that where the shit that happens just looks like, or like when they chop each other and shit. Like the match at WrestleMania with Walter or
Sheamus, Gunther, and Drew McIntyre, where they all did was beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, and it's like that looks like it sucks.
Yeah,
I would not want to do that.
100%. I was listening to Cody Rhodes, who was talking about taking one of Gunther's chops during the Royal Rumble, and he goes, "It hurts."
Yeah.
And it's like again, I always take it back to like I know it's always Attitude Era, and during the Attitude Era, everything was a little stiff because the atmosphere was a lot more aggressive. Like everybody was competing for livelihoods at that point. But like Shawn Michaels had said that when he left off of his injury, when he came back, he goes, "Oh, we're not pretending to fight anymore. We're actually beating the fuck out of each other now." And JBL was a great example of that. Do you remember when they did that that actual fist fight tournament?
Yeah.
It was just like, this is the stupidest
Which is so
idea
dumb,
ever.
where it's like, yeah, you can't gimmick this. Like, it's real dudes getting hit in the face, and you can't pick who's going to be the winner of it.
Yeah, and once again, like we talked about on Mill Suck that one time, I genuinely think that martial arts can be defined in multiple ways depending on how you look at it. It's a performance art, but it is a martial art. These people are really athletes while also really being performers and really being artists all at once. Like they're very, very talented people who are combining just this ridiculous, seemingly like you have like these 4 different skill sets that don't seem to have anything to do with them unless they're under this one umbrella. Like a professional wrestling, even behind the scenes, is one of like the most like fascinating institutes that I've ever witnessed. It's like there's so much that goes into it. Like storytelling isn't just about like how you talked about things. It's not about how you set up a match. It's also what they're doing in the match. They tell whole stories within 30 minutes. Like Triple H is one of the best in-ring storytellers of all time. And it's like they're made, like their whole artwork form is made to invoke emotion out of you while also beating the shit out of each other. It's crazy.
So, Alyssa, was this the lead-in the first time he put on like wrestling, or it sounds again he Trojan horsed it? At what point does it come to this, where he's like philosophically talking about the importance of wrestling and what is happening?
Oh, like probably
Royal Rumble, I believe.
Yeah, probably Royal Rumble or like the one we watched right before that, or no, because I think you showed me the one SmackDown event before Royal Rumble. And then we went back, watched a couple old matches, and then the following weekend, we watched Royal Rumble, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so into this.
Yeah,
he was like explaining everything to me throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, we had watched, because ADHD, I get really excited when people, because I know that I come on strong with stuff, so it's like if you don't seem into it, I'll leave you alone about it. Mm-hmm. But like if you seem, like if I see a spark, I'm like, I'm going to tell you everything. And like we had watched the SmackDown right the weekend before, like the weekend of the Rumble, we watched SmackDown, and she was like, this actually seems pretty fun. Their outfits are a lot of fun. And I was like showing her like some documentary shit I think it was the
heel.
yeah, we were watching the
documentaries.
Heels documentary series, and they were specifically we watched the Ric Flair Dusty Rhodes episode of
Oh,
it.
nice. I always said if I went to college in the 80s, I would have written my PhD thesis on blue collar America versus white collar America, Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair.
You don't know about hard times.
It's so good. It totally defined the decade between like jobs getting let go in America and then these like coked out fucking millionaires like latching onto Reaganomics and taking over everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was honestly like for the era, like when you, because everybody's like has their preference, you know, and like Attitude was obviously the highest rated up until recently, and obviously one of the most important eras of professional wrestling. So the Monday Night Wars kind of set the tone for wrestling thereafter. But when you look at like the talent threshold now, because everybody's like, oh, it's not like it used to be. It's like the talent threshold is much deeper. It's like you don't have just a bunch of big dudes who are yelling loudly and then just slamming each other. You have actual athletes doing actual shit. You have actual actors really acting and stuff like that.
It's the circus, you know. It's like the circus is boring if there's only acrobats.
Yes.
You know, you want to go and you want to see the elephants and you want to see the acrobats and you want to see the clowns.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
That's what I'm there for. That's what I'm there for exactly.
No,
Hell yeah, dude.
And in that era, especially with all the territories being divided up and everybody trying to beat off Vince McMahon off of their fucking.
I thought that was going in a different direction.
Well, considering recent allegations, it could have. But no, basically, like with everybody, you know, trying to keep Vince McMahon from taking their talent and stuff like that, like there was only a handful of good, like big names in any territory at the time. And when you had Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes just having the just clinic of a rivalry over the span of like 4 years, like you said, it perfectly epitomized the era and like the social climate of that time. It was just fucking crazy. And I honestly look at it as one of the most important rivalries in professional wrestling. It's at least top 5.
So one of the things that I remember about like when I first like talked to my wife about like, getting into professional wrestling was like I did kind of what you did. I did the Trojan horse, where I was like, look at this. What is this on right now? Oh, who does?
Oh my God! When was the last time you watched wrestling?
When's the last time we should watch it?
We
Come on, sit down, we'll watch it. And then it was like, so I have DVDs over here, and I order DVDs through the mail, and I watch them. And I also have, and then my wife's like, oh, and I'm like, are you? And she's like, no. And so it's been like an interesting thing of watching. And then my two buddies, Jamie and Ben, we've been wrestling friends forever, and we've like went to shows together and all that stuff. And all of our wives are just like, no. Like they all tolerate it. They're all very nice about it. They don't dunk on us, but none of them are like, yeah, this is something I'm super into. Like, I think Crass is the most into it, and she's just kind of like, I'll be in the room when it's on, and sometimes I get excited, but yeah, that's kind of it. Like, definitely, my wife is not about it, and Jamie's wife Allison doesn't really like watch it. She definitely does not like UFC because she does not like watching dudes or anybody get hurt.
Right. I mean, she's a better person than we are.
I know. I've had that happen before. Where like I was bartending one time, and I had UFC on while I was like working my shift, and I was like watching it, and I saw two women physically recoil at the bar. They're like, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I turn around, and like some dude on UFC is like a lumped up eye, and his like just covered in a crimson mask. And I'm like, oh, I guess that's just bumming him out.
Well, that's how normal people react to horrifying scenes.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, that's just a pay-per-view. Like,
haven't watched that Sean O'Malley, Chris Moy, whatever the fuck his name was, fight. That dude who stepped in last minute just got pounded on for 3 minutes or for 3 rounds.
Oh, they just like ended up just hanging in there and the whole time.
Yeah,
the green-haired guy.
Yeah. No, it was a fight night, so it was a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
They called it in the 5th because he was just like, it was like 30 seconds to the end. Everyone's like, just let him finish.
Yeah,
at this
just let him
point. He's half dead as it is.
Yeah, it's fine.
But Dana was screaming for the last minute and a half. Stop the fucking fight, dude.
Yeah. Oh man, that kid got beat up.
Yeah, he got annihilated.
So
battered traffic cone, bro.
So how about that? Like, do you have any worries about seeing like somebody get injured during? Like, have you seen that? Yeah. Have you seen somebody get injured during a show?
I don't think I have during a wrestling event, but I have with like UFC events. I think it was Chris who was the guy that like shattered his fucking leg or whatever.
Chris Weidman.
Yeah, Chris
Uriah Hall.
Weidman. That was disgusting. But
However, I'm gonna tell you you're incorrect because Finn Balor got split open and they had to pause the match at WrestleMania.
oh yeah, you're right, that did happen. So yeah, I have seen it happen in wrestling, but when I think of someone getting hurt during one of those sports, I always go back to that leg break because I saw that live and it was so gross.
Honestly, I've seen a lot of fucked up injuries, and I think that some of the worst ones I've ever seen are those like leg breaks and like the one that like Anderson Silva caught trying to kick Chris Weidman, and then the one that ironically, you know, Chris Weidman would turn around and have happened to him against Uriah Hall. Yeah. Like those are just so nasty. Like the one that happened to Conor McGregor when he fought Dustin Poirier was ugly. Those leg injuries suck. I would say like also like Tui Tuivasa from Miami, the quarterback who failed concussion protocol, and they let him play anyway, and then he got fucking like
when my man got the ET fingers.
Yeah, when he was throwing like fucking crip signs at Jesus.
Yeah, that was not good.
That was not good. I was like, I've seen a lot of fucked up injuries, especially in sports, but I never seen somebody come that close to dying on television.
And I think that's
next to Owen Hart himself.
I think that's something that the NFL gets leeway on compared to other sports, especially in bars, is because like I told the story where like the women saw the busted up dude and like they got freaked out and they like did not want that on screen. Whereas in football, you can see dudes like just get completely destroyed, but they're wearing a helmet and pads. You don't see a face, and everybody is like, "Oh, it's fine. Like that's cool."
Basically, watching robots box.
Yeah, it's like it's cool. It's cool. It's not a real human, and it's like no, that's actually a dude.
It's a human person.
That's a guy that just totally just took a shot to the dome, and right now he's smelling the color purple and like doesn't remember third grade, but yeah, that's still a human that's getting fucking lumped up right now.
It's like that. It's like Hamlin in the in the playoff game. Like I was actually really like proud of the city and the organization for all of that because like we have a reputation, especially from the 2000s. Like we have a really like as an NFL like a football city, we have a really bad reputation of being rowdy and intolerable just across the entire sport. So when that happened, it was like, oh look. Like the whole city, like everybody was like, damn, dude. Like nobody gave a fuck about football at that point.
No.
We were all just like, that's a human person and he needs help.
Yeah, I think it was just like such a fucked up thing that people just were in shock.
Yeah, like, I think it took everybody out of that dehumanizing, like this is just entertainment moment and made you realize like, no, that's a real human being.
Well, it was when that happened at Paycor, they had it on record that it was the first part of that game, like there was a point where it spiked on the with the decibel meter that it was the loudest ever that the stadium had ever been. And then in the same night when that injury happened, it was the least amount of decibel and the stadium is actually filled with people.
Did you actually ever read up on what exactly happened? So it's a crazy freak condition. Basically, you have to take the perfect amount of impact at the exact time in between heartbeats at the exact correct time. And what it does is it basically shoves your heart out of rotation and it has to like find a way to rebalance itself or it won't pump back. And that's basically what happened to him. So it was like, and now he's going to have like an irregular heartbeat and stuff like that for the rest of his life because there's like, his heart was dead for damn near 2 minutes. So it was like, it's never going to go back to just being the way it was.
Yeah. I heard yesterday, they were talking about on the radio and they were like, hey, like you're practicing and stuff. And he's like, well, I'm not. He's like, I'm working out. He's like, I'm just kind of hanging out. Like, I don't know if that dude's going to play again.
I would doubt it.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be just,
if anything, he's just going to be like a moral mascot for Buffalo for a little while.
Yeah. It's just, so I don't know. I don't know if he's going to come back this season or not, but that's fucking weird. Seeing injuries on TV is one thing. Seeing injuries live is that is weird. I was at an indie wrestling show one time where there was these dudes and the one guy did a moonsault off the ring apron. Listener, it's a backflip. And when he did the backflip, the moonsault to the outside, he didn't figure out where the guardrail was and came down both shins across the guardrail. And then like we looked over and you could like see both, like literally both legs broken. You could see bones sticking out. It's like, fuck. So then they, instead of ending the match, they just kind of like, they were like, all right, this is going to be over here. And then they didn't have any kind of paramedics or anything there. So now this dude is like seriously injured and paramedics just time away. They still got the match going on in the ring. Another guy fucks something up, breaks a guy's neck in the ring, and the guy stops me. It's like, what the
show?
Yeah, same match. Same match. Same match.
Goodness.
2 broken legs, a broken neck in the middle of the ring. We were, as fans, everybody's just like, just fucking stop. Like, fucking, this is an indie wrestling show in Dayton, Ohio. There's like 300 of us here. It's totally chill.
Was it at Rockstar?
Yes.
So my old band was playing Rockstar, and it was like at the end of the night, everybody was hanging out drinking, and I got kicked out of the venue because I snuck behind the curtain and had to run the ropes. They caught me right as I was drunk as shit. They caught me while I was climbing the turnbuckle. It was the first time I'd ever been inside of a wrestling ring, and I'm a child, you know what I mean, inside. So I'm like, I'm gonna fucking do it. I was like, I can never come back here. That's fine. I was like, I'm gonna. And then like, I guess they heard me running on it, and I was like climbing the turnbuckle, like, get down from there. Don't do it. Get out. And I was like, fine.
I got to pet that pony, and that's all I'm worried about.
I ran the ropes. I didn't get to do my swanton, but
hey, you know what? You're one up on me. So
I can sneak you in, bro.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
I've done it once. I can do it again.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I do think that is weird though. Like seeing somebody get hurt in real time, because it's just a bummer, because it deflates it, because like, you know, you're at this live event where like, if it's a sport or it's a performance, everybody's like, yeah, this is cool, and then something bad happens and everybody's like, fuck, this sucks.
Right.
I can honestly say, like, despite, I mean, I was poor up until about 2 months ago. I'm still not, I still don't have money. I'm still poor, but I'm not as poor as I used to be. But I've actually never been to a live wrestling event. Like, it never clicked to me that I could just find a local promotion and just go for like $12. I never thought of that. It was just like, if I don't have $150 to go see Stone Cold, I don't have wrestling.
I don't
money.
have wrestling.
So like, I've never been, but we're actually going, as we're recording this, in 2 days, we're going up to Columbus to see SmackDown.
Oh shit! Where is it going to be? A nationwide arena?
It's at Ohio State's.
Schottenstein Center.
Yeah.
Oh, the Shot. Nice. Hell yeah. That's sick.
Yeah, we're pretty hyped on it. Like, we bought the tickets fucking months ago, and then a few weeks later, she found out that one of her favorite EDM artists is playing a different venue the night before in Columbus.
Oh, cool.
So we decided to just make an entire weekend out of it.
And who is that? And where are they playing?
Sullivan King. He's playing at the Bluestone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He does like a it's like an interesting mix of like EDM music. He does some vocals with it, and like really heavy instrumentals as well. It's different than anything I've ever heard. I love it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mashup of like dark dubstep mixed with like melodic metalcore.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm not really like huge into EDM. Typically, the only time I like EDM is when I'm on drugs. But I definitely like I have a few Sullivan King songs like in my liked and stuff like that. Like he's pretty good.
Nice. And how? What? Do you know what part of Columbus? Sorry, I'm just not familiar with the club. Do you know what part of Columbus it's in?
I don't, because I've only been to Columbus like 2 other times.
Oh, right on.
I just know the name of the venue. I'm not really sure what area it's in.
I mean, I think it's on the east side. I could be wrong. I haven't been to Columbus in years, and I've honestly never even been to this venue, but I think it's on the east side. I think it's over by, the fuck is that place called? I can't remember. Again, I used to go to Columbus all the time. Like when I was touring with the world I knew, like we were in, there was one, like we played 5 times in 3 weeks in Columbus.
Whoa.
Yeah, we had a decent draw in Columbus, and we beat that dead horse, and it kept spitting out things. Like we just kept going until eventually like we had people like, no, I'll just catch you guys in a couple weeks. We were like, maybe we should chill on going to Columbus so fucking often. But no, I've never been to what's it called?
The Bluestone.
The Bluestone. I'd never even heard of it until she had looked it up. So I don't even know what type of venue we're going to. I don't know what type of draw dude has or anything like that. So I don't know if it's going to be like one of those like small club EDM shows, or if it's going to be a fucking arena just full of screaming drugged up ravers. I don't know what I'm getting into.
From what I've seen, like from his like live videos, it's they're ragers.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking wild.
I had a life-changing revelation at a rave on acid once, and I'm so excited to go to another one while not doing drugs, because I only typically like EDM when I'm fucked up. So like, it's gonna be really interesting to be in a 4-hour rave not fucked up
And just being like, all right, this is happening.
Like, this is just an experience that
This
I
is
have.
going all
Have
around
fun
me.
with that.
But yeah, I will. But no, I'm excited because like most of the shows we've gone to up to this point have been like in my element. You know what I mean? Like we went to see Doobie together, which is a rapper out of Columbus. I mean, she's been to see like all of my friends' bands once or twice, but we haven't really gone to a show that she was like, "Oh, babe, can we go to this?" So I'm actually really excited to like go and do something that she wants to do, as far as seeing an artist that she's excited about.
It's also the interesting venture you guys kind of hit on it, where it's like you walk into a venue you've never been to before. That's always the thing, because you have like some venues where intimately, you've been there multiple times. You know where all the bathrooms, all the beer. Yeah, don't go to that spot because that one always takes forever. Go to this one over here, nobody knows about it. And then you go to some new place where it's like, all right, what the fuck is this? How is it laid out? Where do I stand? Is the sound gonna suck? You got to like figure out and navigate the whole thing.
No, weirdly enough, that was one of my favorite things about touring, was that like I was super interested in the venues. Like me personally, like I always think a laugh is better than any other type of experience. So if something is funny, it's better than it being like dope or whatever. So I really liked walking into venues that were just like run down or weird or crazy. But that was one of my favorite parts, going city to city with my friends, was just being like, what's the venue going to be like when we get there? We've never been to this city. We've never been to this state.
I can't do a shitty venue. I think
I love shitty venues.
Oh my gosh, the worst one I had ever gone to, and it sucks because it was one of my favorite bands. I went to go see Extortionist with a couple friends, and I think it was somewhere near Indianapolis or somewhere in Indiana. I think it was the Emerson. Does that sound familiar? It starts with an E.
I think the Emerson. Hold on, give me a second.
Emerson Theater. Yeah, look it up and correct me.
Yeah. Emerson's in
my god!
Indianapolis.
So
I've never been there. But...
It was in like July. They had no AC. They had like maybe one or two fans that were like
excellent,
just barely moving.
just the wind catches them.
It was just like, I'm sorry if the sound guy from there ever hears this. You suck.
Don't apologize. And, I'll be really honest. The sound guy from Southgate House bombed heavy on Sunday.
Yeah. And it's just like, and it was Extortionist and Distinguisher. And I mean, Distinguisher set, they were up there for like an hour before they could even play, because dudes just running back and forth, like half their shit's not working. And I was like, oh man. And by the time Extortionist came on, they were just going with what they had, and like they still killed it. I was really happy I got to see them. Again, one of my favorite bands, but I wish I could have seen them somewhere else where they could have like really thrived,
Yeah, not that. Oh, yeah, a bad venue can sometimes destroy things.
Yeah. I was not like happy with the venue, but I was happy nonetheless that I got to at least see them live.
Nah, I've always had an issue with like, I'm really like particular about like sound, because when I was with World, I knew I didn't have like a performance role. I was writing, and I was also like doing like behind the scenes stuff and stuff like that. So when we were on the road, one of my jobs is while they were playing, literally after the sound guy sound checked them, they would have me go through the crowd from different angles and make sure all the levels were right and make sure the backing tracks were up and shit like that. Because there's this weird thing that happens, is that like for some reason, some sound dudes get like really, really arrogant about like what they think the correct levels of things are, but they'll have like a set view of it for like a particular subgenre or something like that. And then when you come through, like we were what we called a trap metal band, we had like equal parts hip hop as, metal parts. So it was like the backing tracks were just as important as everything else. And they would always try to like keep the levels low and try to like everything, they would always just get drowned out. And it's like, well, half of the song is based on the bass lines from the backing track.
Right.
So it's like, that's just as important
to
the performers as it is the performance itself. So like I'm really strict about sound guys, because like when you try to tell them they're wrong, like there's a lot of them that will just be assholes about it. And it's just like, dude, like just
listen to the band. Can
you just let me do this the way I want to do it? Like make it sound right, but like can you just listen to me for a second?
Yeah, to try to balance it.
Yeah, it's like if you're at a local show and like you have small artists that aren't drawing and they're like telling you to do things, whatever. But when you have like an out of town band that is selling out your venue, maybe they know what their sound is supposed to sound like off stage. You know what I mean? Like there's levels to it, and it's like, listen to the people that are coming in and out. Like definitely it's always a situational basis, but if you have a band that has a sound that you don't typically work with and they're telling you like this isn't going to work, maybe don't be a dick about it. You know what I mean?
So Alyssa, like so now that we're doing the wrestling thing, like is there anything where have you found anything confusing or cringy? Like is there anything where you're like, what the fuck is this about?
Oh, why are you laughing?
Oh no, go ahead.
I'm trying to think.
Because there is a lot of confusing, cringy shit in the world of pro wrestling.
Oh yeah. It took me a while to like fully understand like different gimmicks and whatnot, and like really get behind some of the stories.
Was there like any wrestlers where you didn't know their name and you would like just call them something? You're like, oh, that guy, or you're like, oh, muscle guy.
Not necessarily, but there's some that I
Snake
really
pants.
don't like LA Knight. I can't.
Not LA Knight fan.
I cannot do LA Knight. I can't do Miz. I can't stand Miz.
Yeah, Miz. Yeah,
Yeah, babe, you're what we call a mark.
What's that mean?
A mark is a wrestling term. So basically, if you buy a gimmick, honestly, so like for example, you know how like this is how it works. You're about to see it in real time. So you know how when we were talking about the Miz being a heel, like I said, I hate his character, but I'm supposed to, so I admire him for being really good at annoying the fuck out of me, right?
Yeah.
You genuinely dislike characters because of the fact that they like a heel character like the Miz or like LA Knight, who is supposed to get on your nerves. So when you fall for that gimmick, you're considered a mark.
Oh, gotcha. See, that's another thing. Like, I'm still learning a lot of like the terminology and whatnot as well, but I don't know. I mean, I think overall, like, there's little things here and there about it that are, like, cringy, but I still like it. Like, it's an art form in itself, so it's, like, I really appreciate it for what it is.
I mean, I've also, like, tried to do my best to, like, help her find, like, because there's obviously things about, like, for the most part, professional wrestling's made for kids, especially nowadays, like, at least as far as WWE is concerned.
It's the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, so it's, like, essentially there's going to be things that are exceptionally corny or exceptionally over the top. It's not necessarily about the realistic nature of what's going on. It's about, you know, how that contributes to because again, like going back to what I had said earlier, like it's such an interesting and unique culture professional wrestling is, that like there's a lot of aspects of it that if you're not like indoctrinated into it growing up, like it just seems like, why the fuck would you care about this? But if you look at it from like where they're coming from and you try to like get behind what's like, because you have the stories and you have the entertainment factor and you have the show itself, but when you start looking behind that, it gets really interesting. And most of the time, if you find something that's cringy or like what the fuck, it's just funny because you're like, why would you do that? That's so stupid. So like pretty much every show we watch, like there'll be moments where we're both like, fuck. And then there's moments where we're laughing because the moment is so stupid.
I've definitely had that happen where I've been watching like some kind of wrestling thing and something super cringy happen. And I'm just like looking at my wife. My wife's just kind of looking at me. I'm like, fuck, I wish you weren't in the room right now. You know, like...
This is such a bad representation.
Yeah. Like it's totally the thing where like the Vince McMahon kiss my ass thing back in the day where he'd be on Raw and he'd be like, you gotta kiss my ass. And then he was like,
that's a solid Vince McMahon, bro.
Thank you, dude. And you know, and so then like you're like, hey, yeah, this is a 55-year-old man who's Winnie the Pooh in the ring right now, pulling his pants down around his ankles, and now this guy is gonna put his face on his ass, or like the Rikishi stink face back in the day, and it's just like, that's right, this man, this large man is now putting his ass crack all up and down people's faces. Or X-Pac's Bronco Buster.
Oh my God, where he just skull fucked you in the turnbuckle.
Yeah, and you have to like try to explain that to people where they're like, so how does this work? It's like, well, in WWE storylines, he's now hitting you in the face with his dick, I guess, and that's how you're getting hurt. Is like he's like,
you're gonna suck it.
He's like air skull fucking you. I'm not quite sure how this hurts you.
Speaking of X-Pac, I want to bring this up because I noticed it the other day, and the mild compulsion in me fucking hates it. So, at its largest, DX had 5 members, right? It was Triple H, Shawn Michaels, the Road Dogg,
Mr.
Ass, and X-Pac.
And China
technically, I guess. I mean, they never really billed her as part of DX, but they did put her in. in the WWE Hall of Fame as DX. So it's kind of like,
I would definitely think because she was even there like before like Road Dogg and Mr. Ass came through, because she was the bodyguard to
she was
Triple
the
H
valet
and
for
Shawn
him forever.
Yeah, and then she kind of like straddled that role between like, well, usually ladies are valets, but she's definitely like fucking dudes up.
I mean, she definitely won the Intercontinental Championship.
Yes, she did get the IC.
But that works too. So we'll add her to it. So you have a 6-person stable, right? And X-Pac is pretty objectively like the most mild character in this stable. Why is he the only one who has an individual variant of the DX theme song? So any other individual member of DX comes out to it for a singles match. They come out to the regular DX theme song. And when they all come out, or they come out as a group, they come out to the standard one. The only person who has a character specific variant to the DX theme song is X-Pac. And for the life of me, I'll never be able to figure out why.
Isn't it like Uncle Cracker?
I don't know who. I think it's dope, actually.
I think he got the Uncle Cracker one when they did like you're messing with the X Factor thing or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's weird. Like
it's like of all like if you had picked any of those to have their individual, you would think it would be Shawn Michaels. You'd be like, yeah, Shawn Michaels can have his own DX theme song. It's just about Shawn Michaels. You know what I mean? He's the face of the entire thing until he got hurt and Triple H took over. So it's like that makes sense, but it's like I just don't understand. Like you chose one character out of this stable to give a specific variant theme song to, and you chose the least relevant one.
Have you shown her Attitude Era stuff yet? Have you like?
Oh, we've gotten into it.
Okay.
I showed her some of the iconic highlights. Like I showed her pretty much. I showed her the birth of Stone Cold at the King of the Ring '96. I showed her the first like 5 or 6 installments of the Kane Undertaker thing. I showed her the Mankind Undertaker Hell in a Cell match. I showed her some stuff back and forth, but I kind of like because I'm super ADHD, and that is very evident in the way I consume things. So like I'll go through like a block of this era, then a block of this era, then I'll just watch documentaries for a week, and then I'm only watching the shows currently. And then I started her. She watched like a few episodes of when like right after Bray Wyatt made his Raw debut and stuff like that, which she loves Bray Wyatt, by the way.
That dovetails nicely. I was gonna say, do you have a favorite wrestler yet?
I'd say Bray Wyatt's definitely one of them. I like Rhea Ripley a lot. I like Liv Morgan.
Tell them about how much you like Cody Rhodes.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about WrestleMania.
We had a split household that night.
We did.
See, I've always been a Roman Reigns fan, even when everybody was like, fuck this. And I can understand why people were so upset. Because
I still like Roman Reigns. I just wanted Cody to win.
But when he was coming up, like, it was very obvious that he was being forced down people's throats. And like he was, and yes, I think right now he is the perfect person to be the face of the WWE.
Yeah.
At the time that they were trying to shove him in people's faces, I don't think he was ready for that step yet. I'm a huge Roman Reigns fan. I fucked with the Shield. I fucked with his individual work. And the Usos are probably my favorites of all time. So the bloodline being up is the best thing for me. And it just because of me being an asshole, like naturally, it makes me happy when the thing that I like pisses everyone else off so much. And it's gotten to the point because he comes out as a heel, does the whole thing. Everybody's like, fuck this guy. And then he starts to get some momentum and like that kind of like Stone Cold, like you're a heel, but you're a face.
Right.
Right. And then Sami Zayn gets into it. Now everybody loves the bloodline. Then the second Sami Zayn gets fucked over, everybody's like, nah, fuck this dude.
Yeah.
And now everybody just wants him to lose. And I just keep, bruh, lead once. So when Cody Rhodes lost, I'm like screaming because I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought Cody Rhodes would win that.
Okay, so wait. So you were talking about your favorites so far. Immediately you brought up Bray Wyatt. Is it why did you like him? Is it like the mask? Or is it the kind of horror story? Like what's going on? What attracted you to this guy?
It's definitely like the horror aspect of it. Like he's just like spooky and weird. And like when Jay first started showing me like professional wrestling, like Bray Wyatt was one of the first like people he introduced me to. Like we watched that one event. We watched we watched the one event that he showed me, the SmackDown event before Royal Rumble, and then in between that event and Royal Rumble and some of the stuff he was showing me, he was like, you have to see Bray Wyatt. And I was like, yes. Like, I don't know, it's just like the aesthetic of it.
And then you brought up Liv and Rhea. Like, so do you have a preference between male wrestlers and female wrestlers? Like, do you like the women more? Or do you like watching the men, or is it equal playing field for you?
Don't even look at me.
I'm just really curious to see how you answer this question. Don't mind me.
No, I like them pretty equally. He just wants me to publicly say I'm a little gay.
No, that's not what I was trying to do. I was genuinely just curious about how you were going to dance around this one. 94% of her appeal for professional wrestling is the way that people dress or look physically.
Okay.
So we'll be watching a match, and
that
she'll
was,
be into
that was some
it.
of the draw. I'm not gonna lie.
And
about
she'll be
it.
into it. It's fine. Like, it's cool. Like, she enjoys wrestling. But when she first saw Liv and Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley and Carmella and a few of these other ladies, she got a little gay for him.
Yeah.
I got a little jealous. She loves Shotzi. Yeah. She loves Shotzi. She dyed her hair green.
Shut up.
Well, Shotzi is very hot. I will definitely agree with that.
She's also super good. Like, she's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I there is like this whole thing. There's this whole thing with Rhea Ripley right now, where
The internet loves Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
men, women, just humans in general,
Just out here breaking the binary standards of sexuality.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley is.
yeah, everybody seems to be into her. Like that's a big thing right now.
I think Rhea Ripley, and I know it's like obviously you say this about people, and it's like because obviously I like to speculate on the type of careers people can have versus what they will, and they never turn out the way you think they're going to. But like, I genuinely think that Rhea Ripley has all the tools to be probably the best female, like women's division performer in the history of that company. I think she could do it. I mean, she's got a lot of boots because because in my opinion, if you're gonna try to dub the GOAT of the women's division, you almost have to go Charlotte Flair or Sasha Banks, and it's like if there's anybody who is equipped to not necessarily achieve more, but like stand out as the GOAT, I think it's got to be Rhea or Bianca.
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of an interesting time where they went with the women's division. So they went from like the diva era, and there was a lot of the time with the divas where they just couldn't wrestle, and it wasn't compelling. It was like bra and panties, it was a total TNA thing. But then out of that, you got like Trish Stratus and you got Lita, and it was like, oh shit, like these two women can actually wrestle. And there has always been some people out there. Like Alundra Blaze, or AKA Medusa. And then when they would bring in the Japanese women that could wrestle, which in Japan, listener, like it's always been pretty equal. Like men and women can both go, and it's like people will show up for like a card that's just Japanese women.
Yeah.
Like if you go and look at like Stardom or something like that, or even older before them, like all Japan cards of women, like
Which
it's
I
something
mean,
was totally
speaking
out
of
there.
the women in Japan, like again, shout out to Mercedes, aka Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
She just became the first ever African American female champion of
New Japan.
New Japan, and she deserves it. That woman's a hustler.
Yeah. So I think with like having them there, and then having the whole Four Horsewomen thing that happened at NXT with Sasha and fucking Bailey and Charlotte and then Becky, and it's like, oh cool, okay, like this is something else now, and it kind of like got and Paige before that was kind of one of the people leading that charge. And it changed. And now I think because like women's wrestling has been taken seriously for a number of years now it's like, oh, now you can have people like Rhea Ripley, who is like, yeah, we need to push her because she's somebody that people are, it's no longer like, oh, the women's match is the go take a piss match. No, like this is something people are paying money to see her do her thing.
The best
and they
match
want to be
of
there.
the weekend for WrestleMania this year was Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley.
It fucking killed it.
2 years ago, the best match was Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. You know what I mean? Like I see like the women's revolution did a lot for wrestling. Like not just in the WWE, but just in general for like the way women's wrestling was perceived in America. Because you went from literally overnight, you had just a locker room full of pretty girls who did not matter. Like what was that chick's name? The blonde haired chick who used to come out with Fandango or whatever. I don't know, man. I watched like 3 seasons of Total Divas. Don't judge me. Anyway, I watched one episode and Jimmy Uso was in it. I was like, I need to see every moment of every show that he's in. But no, I think that time frame was really important, not just for the WWE, but just for like women's wrestling in the United States alone. Because, like you were saying, even during that, like the end of that Divas era, it was still mostly women that couldn't go. I mean, the only people in the locker room that were really getting it, I mean, AJ Lee, Natalia, you know what I mean? Naomi, pretty much it. And then now it's become like you can't just show up and look good. Like you have to actually go. And they respect women's wrestling now just the same as they do. Or at least they're starting to be able to respect women's wrestling in the way that it always should have been represented in the first place.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to kind of get the angle of if you were And when I say attracted, I don't mean just like a sexual thing, but like, were you more attracted to the men wrestling or the women wrestling? Because I know that that's definitely something that like my wife is. I've had with my wife with if we're watching UFC, she's like, unless it's like somebody really big that she's heard of, then she'll like maybe watch the main. But if there's like a women's card on there that's like a co-main or something, or is a main, I'm like, hey, this person's fighting. She's like, okay, cool, I'll watch that, and like she'll come down and she'll watch the women's fights.
Yeah, no, I like the representation that the women have in wrestling for sure. I think like I definitely do like for like a multitude of reasons lean towards like some of the women's matches, but
I
don't
didn't
look
say.
at me
I
like
literally
that.
was just readjusting my body with being so defensive.
You just want to talk shit. But no, I think it's really interesting, and I like seeing like I don't know, it's just cool. It's fun.
Yeah, well, and I think you said it there with representation is like a thing where you can kind of like, you're like, oh, this person's like me, or I know that like I definitely you know, like it's especially now it's a lot more commonplace, but like seeing people back in the day like Tommy End, who now is Aleister Black or Malachi Black, like I was like, oh, this guy is like covered in tattoos and we look like we listen to the same bands. Like obviously I'm cheering for this guy. This guy fucking rules.
Yeah,
you
exactly. And then it's like there's also a lot of other aspects of it that I like as well because I'm into like art. I like doing makeup. So I like seeing like the different ways they put together like outfits and the way that they do their makeup and their hair and stuff. Like there's like a million things that I like about it. It's really cool.
I love the pageantry of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Dude, I was just about to say that. Like, if I was walking down the street, right, and I saw somebody just walking like a posh asshole in a bedazzled feathered robe and just wooed at people, you know what I mean? Like I would assume that they were schizophrenic or I would hate them immediately. Those were the only options. But like it's cool because like when you watch wrestling, like you want to see the extraness of it. Like you want to see that wild shit. Like I love, like for example, like Triple H's like history of like WrestleMania entrances. Always fire.
Yeah.
Like he's got some of the best intros for WrestleMania of all time. So it's like the pageantry, like I was explaining to her, like WrestleMania is going to be bonkers.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be really cool. There's going to be some really great matches, and there's also going to be some ridiculous shit because it's fucking WrestleMania.
I will unabashedly show WrestleMania to anybody who wants to come here and watch it with me. And it's like, I'm like, look, even if you're not usually into wrestling, this is like now 2 nights that it's just fucking fun. It's a big live action movie, and you're going to see like a stadium full of people fucking rocking their faces off. You're going to see a bunch of cool like live intros to the ring where there's going to be bands there playing people out or rappers. You're going to have shit where like, you know, you're going to have like the Cena entrance where they did the Eminem thing where there was like 50 Cenas and they all look like him.
They also did the one where MGK came out before the Rock match and did his song Invincible right before John Cena's entrance.
There was the time where they did the thing where they did like CM Punk was not even a wrestler in the WWE. He was like a developmental guy, and he was like one of the dudes on the side of the car with the Tommy gun for the Chicago entrance. Like, it's just cool to see that extra shit. And like the Triple H thing you were talking about, like, you know, they did like the thing with like him on the trike motorcycle and the Terminator thing that one year because they like,
God, when he came out to the Terminator shit, that was so cool.
Yeah.
Who at WrestleMania? I'm still, you know, because I'm new to it, I'm still getting familiar with everyone. Who dressed up as like the demon kind of guy who had the big intricate painting on his back?
Finn Balor.
Yes.
Yes, that was so cool.
That's actually so like I was trying to explain before for the listeners and such. Like he has like a second alter ego. So he is Finn Balor, obviously.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But he also that demon gimmick is something that he was doing back in Japan before he ever made it to the WWE. And it's just kind of like a when he really needs to dig deep or whatever, when he has like a really like huge match or when he's healing or whatever it is, whenever he needs to be the darkest version of his character, he just goes into demon mode. Like they did an entire like he had an entire rivalry with Bray Wyatt when Bray Wyatt, I don't know, was it during the Fiend?
You'll have to
gimmick?
show me that.
I remember they were going back and forth. I remember
I believe there was a Demon Finn Balor versus Fiend match.
and there was which would make sense to have. There was definitely a point too where they like stopped using the demon for a while because in NXT they'd feature it a lot, and then he got on the main roster and Vince was like, and then they just like kind of killed it off for a bit.
I think it works better if it only happens for like big matches or like whatever. But I also think that they're not doing it enough now.
Yes,
because I don't think it was Fiend. I think it was World Breaker Bray.
Okay.
So when he was like around the time he was solo and with Matt Hardy and shit is when it was, and he had a really big rivalry with Finn Balor, and that they culminated in like a Hell in a Cell match where he came out as the demon and all that shit. But no, I there's like, do you ever play any of the WWE 2K games?
Oh yeah.
Did you play the one where Finn Balor teaches you how to become an alternate being?
No.
It's fucking like Finn Balor and Matt Hardy teach you how to be like this weird, like you go through this weird almost like DMT trip, and then you just get to pick one of like 5 fucking outfits that are based on like an animal, and then you just come out to that. That's what you do.
This is something that WWE would do. This totally makes all.
I pick the shark every time.
Yeah.
I mean, the new 2K game has a literal invisible version. Like you know how like there's like character skins. There's an invisible alternate version for John Cena, so you just see his clothes and shit when he comes out. It's just you can't see him, bro.
Hell yeah, John. All right, so are you two? You kind of answered it a little bit earlier with the AEW thing, but are you watching anything other than WWE right now?
Ooh, I gotta think about that.
I haven't really showed her any like wrestling stuff outside. Like, I mean, I'll send her clips and stuff like that. Like I said, I just recently got to a point to where like I was able to like I watched my first. Technically, I watched the pay-per-view where CM Punk and Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole all premiered on the same night. I watched that event because my buddy was renting it. He told me I had to come watch it, and I was always a huge CM Punk fan. Which, by the way, as an adult, Phil Brooks is a fucking diva. But anyway, and so like we watched AEW together last week, and the main reason why I wanted to watch AEW was for MJF anyway, because once again, it's hard to say how people's careers are going to turn out, but that dude has the makings of probably the best in-ring heel I've ever seen. Like,
he is really good.
He is so good at what he does. And he also sticks to that like never break character thing. Like if he's in front of a camera or a microphone, he's being an asshole, and it does not matter who you are. There was like when he won the title or when he beat Bryan Danielson for it, he fucking threw that water on that kid, and he like really got reprimanded. And he was like, "Oh, fuck that kid."
Yeah. So, listener, there's this character, this guy named MJF. He's better than you, is what he is, and he wears like he wears like a Burberry scarf, and he just comes out and he berates people, and like Jay said, like he never really breaks character. So when he's at Comic-Cons and things, he's still fucking with people. So like if you go to a Comic-Con and you bring up like his action figure to get signed, he doesn't talk to you. He signs your figure and then he throws your figure on the floor like 10 feet away from where you are, and then you have to go pick it up. Or like if you get your picture taken with him, he just like flips off the camera or like makes a face and just fucks with you the entire time. And he's just constantly in character.
My favorite moments, most of my favorite moments that I have seen of MJF are moments where he is at a con, or if he's doing like a non like an interview with like some random reporter, because he has so much fun just being dicks to strangers. Like, did you ever see the segment he was on Impractical Jokers?
No.
Where they were talking, so he was trying to convince people that it like to let him chop one of the guys on that show, and he was like so some girls came up like, so we're professional wrestling fans, and he doesn't think that it would hurt to get chopped. Shouldn't he let me chop him? And the dude's like, wait, what? That wasn't a part of this. And he literally chopped the shit out of him, bro. He said, and then he was done, and he just goes, "You took that like a bitch."
All right. Well, as we're winding down here, let's stick a toe in the water here. Is there anything that the other one does that you just can't fuck with, annoys you? This is just a non-starter, or are you going with the to each their own philosophy?
I think we go mostly with the to each their own. Of course, we have like our little things where like just day to day, like here and there, we'll get on each other's nerves and have like minor annoyances, but like we don't really like argue or like butt heads. We'll like have our bigger moments, but we usually like 9 times out of 10 make a joke out of it, you know, like.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I mean, for the most part, like our interests are either similar within like the same lanes, or like we respect each other's things. Like I don't necessarily need to be a part of what you're doing. Like for example, she loves to paint, and I never have cared to do it. You know what I mean? But what I have found out is that when I'm on mushrooms, I like to watch her do it for hours at a time.
Yeah, I
like
definitely
I could
did it
literally
for,
just
like,
sit there and watch her paint for hours. I do it all the time. You know what I mean? So it's like, while painting is not necessarily, a hobby of mine, watching her do it is a hobby of mine. So it's kind of like, just giving each other the freedom to do whatever, we want in our own space, and then just kind of interacting with it in our own way. And I think that's important, like we were saying earlier. Like, I just think it's important that we maintain individuality in the first place. So the fact that we really, there's really nothing, of interest or that's important to either of us that is, so unbearable to the other at this point that we've discovered. So it's just do you, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice dynamic.
Yeah. My wife and I have a very similar dynamic in the same regards, where it's just I might not be into this thing, but whatever. The only time we really break that rule is there's television. There's a lot of television that we'll watch together, and a lot of shows we'll watch together. But then there's shows that we don't watch together, and then we bust each other's balls about. So I have a firm rule of, if a TV show has a woman's name, I'm not going to watch it.
If it's a woman's name?
Yeah.
So if there's a show just called Ashley,
I'm not watching Ashley.
Honestly, bro, I probably wouldn't either.
Yeah, nothing good's gonna happen on that show.
I mean, to be fair, because I used to hate reality shows and stuff like that, because I'm like, why the fuck do I care to watch these idiots be idiots? And then I watched most of the most recent season of Love Is Blind with her, and it clicked, and I was like, it's not about caring about these people. It's watching it to watch the train wreck that is these people.
Exactly. I love reality.
It's so that
TV.
you can judge people from a distance and feel better about yourself.
Now we're talking about two different things, because I myself used to watch Rock of Love with Bret Michaels, and I also used and fucking watching Flavor of Love, love the Loves. But
I watched I Love New York a little bit.
Oh, dude, New York's
Oh my
great.
God,
Yeah. She's a philosopher. She has a lot of good life advice.
She's something.
Yeah. But no, the stuff that I don't watch is anything with the woman's name, because what it ends up being some show where it's women in the 1700s, and they're all like, Reginald, where's the picnic baskets? And I'm just like, God damn,
I was honestly
going to
ask you for examples, because I can't, off the top of my head, I cannot think of a single show that's just a woman's name.
Yeah,
I can think of that movie that came out, that Megan one, but I haven't seen it.
Is that about the robot?
No, I will watch that. Now, hear me
He
out,
will break
listener.
his rule.
If there's a horror movie where you have a female Chucky doll that goes around and murders stuff, obviously I'm in.
See, I was really interested in that Megan movie when I first watched the trailer to it, because I was like, that actually sounds like cool as shit. But then they said it was PG-13, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to see a child's companion robot movie goes bad movie that's PG-13.
Yeah,
I want to see the
I need a hard R.
Yeah, the R or the NC-17 or whatever the fuck.
That's
what I need.
I need a R that's so hard that it's bordering on NC-17. They're like,
Yeah.
look, can you please take 2 scenes out so we can just get you across the line?
Yeah, because that type of movie is the type of fuck shit that I'm here for. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because my issue with horror movies and horror in general until recently is that I always look at them from a realism scope. Mm-hmm. So it's I can go enjoy it like a Marvel or Star Wars movie or anything like that, just as it is. Oh, this is wonderful. And then I go to watch a horror movie and I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. That could never happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just such a stupid way to look at them. So I've been revisiting that. But my favorite types of horror movies are ones that are conceptually scary to me. Mm-hmm. Because 90% of the time I don't believe in whatever the premise is. When you talk about like haunting movies or possession movies, stuff like that, it's I don't believe in any of that. So it's they don't like the jump scares or whatever. But I always thought, I was always of the opinion that jump scares are cheap. You know what I mean? Mm. It's you can startle anyone with the right director, but to actually make a movie that is fucking terrifying and that actually sits with somebody, they have to be afraid of the concept. And I like those movies that are kind of this is some shit that could really fucking happen, because then you're like, oh shit. Then going back to that Megan movie, I was like, that could be really fucking cool. But if that happened in real life, it wouldn't be PG-13.
No, people getting fucked up.
I think the last one that fucked me up really bad like that was I think it was The Green Inferno.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that because I didn't like the torture porn that is hostile.
Yeah.
So I was like, is this gonna be more hostile? I saw what the fuck is it? Cannibal Holocaust? That's the from the 70s. Mm. It's not good. Don't watch that. There's a lot of bad things. A lot of animals get killed in that movie.
Nope.
Oof. Yep,
yeah.
No, thank you.
Real animals. And so afterwards I was like, I checked this off the list because I felt like I had to, being a horror fan, but now I don't feel good about myself at all.
Yeah.
I kind of got kickstarted back into trying to enjoy horror movies like last year because somebody had recommended that I watch Midsummer. In fact, they actually recommended that
Midsummer's great.
I got my wife to watch that.
Well, they actually had told me don't watch it because I was by myself. And I was like, everybody keeps talking about this movie. I've heard like 5 people tell me I should watch this in the last like month and a half. I'm like, I kind of really want to watch it. They're like, don't watch it by yourself. And then I watched it by myself. And it was like, oh shit. And I was like, if they're making movies like this, I need to get back into horror movie because that's just a genuinely dope movie.
A24 makes really good movies. Like all the
What
stuff
was that other one from that same
out.
studio you wanted me to watch?
Hereditary.
watch that.
There's just a one scene
yeah.
in it that some people I can understand aren't comfortable with.
I got that on. I bought that on Blu-ray, and I got to sit down and watch it because I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. So now we're getting into my side of the equation that my wife gives me shit for, and that is horror movies. So my wife will watch some horror with me, like we watched Walking Dead together, and I got her to watch Midsummer, and she was cool with that. My wife does not like shit where it's just people getting hacked to death and getting fucked up. So watching what is the movie where it's the dude Kane Hodder, who was Jason, is now like this hillbilly dude. Hatchet. Have you ever seen that?
It sounds familiar.
So the Hatchet movies are Kane Hodder played Jason in like Friday the 13th, like 5 through 8 or 5 through 9 or something, and he basically became like kind of the Jason everybody kind of knew, like the body movements and the body language and just the way he played that character, the intimidation that he brought with it that came off the screen. And so then after he didn't get hired to do Freddy versus Jason, and then he kind of got phased out of the whole thing because they stopped making Friday the 13th movies until they did the reboot, and he wasn't in it either. They gave him this series called Hatchet, and so he plays like this hillbilly dude that just goes around as Jason kills the people, and just like he'll take like a fucking angle grinder and shove it through somebody's face, and like you watch it as like blood splays all over the place.
Damn.
Yeah, or he'll put somebody into like a fucking boat motor.
Jason X the sequel.
Yeah, so my wife is not happy about this. My wife also is constantly asking. She's like, when I'm upstairs, she's like, all I hear is screams from the basement. She's like, that's all it is. She's like, it's just constant screams. And she's like, all you watch is people either murdering each other or they're torturing each other. I'm like, that's not true. And as she said this, she's like, what's happening right now? I'm like, well, this is an episode of The Punisher where they broke into the Punisher's compound and now they're holding him and torturing. Fuck! Like, God damn it. So...
I relate to that in a sense though, because like my brand of like horror that I like is the more haunting, ghost, spooky kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm very queasy about blood.
Yeah.
So like whether it's on screen, it's mine or anything, I can't do blood.
I can't do blood if it's something that could happen to me. So if it's over the top stuff like getting your face put in a boat motor, then I'm like, oh, I can watch this. But if somebody like is cutting like carrots and they cut their finger, or like the other night I watched something, somebody left the box cutter out and one of the people on the sharks, they cut themselves with the box cutter. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that at all. That's because I know what that feels like, and that's not good.
Right. Yeah, I definitely go for the more spooky stuff. I loved like all of the Conjuring movies. What else? I really liked Haunting in Connecticut. I know that's an older one, kind of, but like I really fucked with that movie.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I'm more of a psychological thriller kind of guy. Like I like movies that fuck with your head. I like movies that like make you think about it for 2 days.
That's always nice when you get something that's a little has a little residual to it, where it's like, oh yeah, kind of, yeah, fuck, I did see that. That was something. All right. Well, was there anything that I didn't hit upon tonight that you all want to talk about? Was there anything that we didn't hit as far as like the Venn diagram of figuring out a relationship and what people do in it, hobbies and collections wise?
I have a question that is not related to any of that.
Okay.
So I'm a welder, right?
Yep.
So it's my day job, unfortunately. So I don't see super good. Do you have Kenny Powers tattooed on your leg?
I do have a Kenny Powers tattoo.
That's fucking amazing. Can I take a picture of that?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Thank
man.
you so much.
He's a great American. I figure he needs to be immortalized in a tattoo.
Bro, when I tell you that I saw it when you first sat down, and I was like, here's the thing, I want to ask, but if that's like a portrait to like a family member or
Right,
something,
somebody
I'm like, bro, you
that
got fucking Kenny Powers, and you're like, that's my Uncle Ray, you stupid fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's my Uncle Ray that died in a jet ski accident.
It's like been making the back of my neck itch this whole time. I've been staring at your leg like, that's Kenny fucking Powers. I know it is.
Yeah, I know. I got a Kenny Powers tattoo. I also have a Reno 911 New Boot Goofing tattoo.
Hell yes,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I also see that you have Jet on you.
Yeah, I have a jet tattoo. Yeah, I have a lot. Once I started getting in my legs, I was a little older in life, and I was also getting smaller tattoos because I wanted to start collecting stuff for my legs. I love a good joke tattoo. I love a funny tattoo, and I love having them.
No
because,
ducks, no dice.
Yeah, because shit happens like this where people are like, "Is that?" Yeah, and then you get to have a fun conversation. Everybody laughs.
What's the one above it?
Oh, that's the Great Muta. So the Great Muta is a professional wrestler who just retired.
Yeah. He was just inducted in the Hall of Fame. He's the one that who popularized the Mist shit.
Yeah, and I love Mist. Like if you're pro wrestlers, if you're listening,
so glad you brought that up. Go ahead.
If you want to get over with me, just Mist people. I don't care who you are. If you spray Mist at people, I automatically like you.
Where do they keep the Mist? Because I thought about this at WrestleMania, and I haven't stopped thinking about it since. Because they did like the whole Hall of Fame thing just before the Asuka Belair match, and I was like, so he did Mist, and all these other people have done Mist, and Asuka does Mist, and I'm like, but where do they keep the Mist though? So I'm like, literally, I was barely watching the match at times because I was staring at Asuka's like wardrobe because I'm like, where? If I was gonna hide Mist, where would it be? And I'm like, there's nowhere because you can't put it in the waistband. It's going to get fucked up there. You know what I mean? Or it's going to get lost. You can't put, like, her arms weren't like she had nothing on her arms that she could stuff it in. But then at one point during the match, I watched the ref lean down and pick something up.
Yeah.
And then the camera just randomly panned to the stage of the entrance ramp. And then it panned back and she was stuffing something in her pocket. And I was like, I think I found the Mist.
Yeah, I definitely think the Mist and a lot of that stuff is like a lot of wrestlers don't have pockets, referees do.
True.
And so you use your referee as your mule to get your shit out there.
As if the referees aren't already doing them.
Yeah, exactly. I also wondered, like with the Mist, do you think it's like a little like NyQuil tablet or something? You just kind of pop in your lip like a dip, and then you can just bite into it, and then
I
it
genuinely
explodes out in the
think
mouth?
it's just like a vial of like water and food coloring.
Food coloring.
Because like I would think that if it was like a tablet, you know what I mean, it could be something to where it's like it just turns your natural saliva, you know what I mean, and makes you salivate more. But like when, like for example, like Asuka's a great example of this. When she does her Mist, it's not just like a little spray and it's gone in her mouth is the color, you know what I mean? Like it's running down her mouth and all that other shit. So it's kind of indicative of it definitely being like some sort of voluminous liquid that they're putting into their mouth and then spitting out.
It's something we got to really look into.
gotta do the research, man.
Maybe we start out with like doing Triple H water spits.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start a new podcast, and we're just gonna interview professional wrestlers who do Mist or who have been on the receiving end of Mist, and we're just gonna theorize Mist.
Yeah, no, it's what we need to know.
Yeah.
It's definitely a magical element of pro wrestling that we need to figure out the answer to.
See, these other guys are doing dick jokes on their podcast. We're answering the real questions.
What America wants to know.
Just us and 4 other people. Like, how do they do that shit? I imagine we'll find if our first episode is someone who uses Mist. I imagine it'll be our only episode, but it'll be fucking worth it.
Yeah, no, that's a good one-off for sure. Well, all right. So, final question of the night, and I think we're kind of answering it in a way because you're going to your first live event tomorrow. What's beyond this? Like, is there something that you two want to grow together as a hobby or a collection? Is wrestling it? Is this something that you're getting into and it's going to be your thing, or what's the future hold? Or are you trying to keep individual enough that things are separate?
No,
what's the future?
I mean, to be fair, our relationship is like, I guess, relatively new. I mean, we've been friends for a while, but we've only technically been together for what?
For close to 5 months.
Yeah, like, I mean, so realistically, like, we still have a lot of getting to know each other to do. You know what I mean? Like, I find with, like, people who've been together for a long time, most of their shared interests or hobbies are typically things they stumble upon together. And, you know, with me being, you know, my entire life was dedicated to music for a long period of time, then I just kind of carried that obsession over to podcasting and all of that stuff. So it really, like, I'm poor. So I didn't really have a lot of, like, hobbies besides just, like, watching shit or, like, learning about shit, you know, besides martial arts and stuff like that. So I think that, like, for the most part, it's just like we're still figuring out, you know, not just what each other's interests are, but what our own interests are and stuff like that. And I think that's kind of like honestly the most fun of the whole process. Like getting to know someone is kind of one of the best parts of a relationship, because it's like when you find things that that are cool or interesting or a worthy of appreciation in another person, you're like, that's fucking cool as shit, dude. It's like you feel like a weird amount of pride for something you shouldn't be proud of. It's like, I'm so proud of you for being this cool right now.
Yeah, we have a lot of moments like that, honestly. Like, there's nothing that we're really, like, pinpointing right now, but there's, like, I feel like we're constantly learning stuff about each other. Like, there's so many times where, like, he'll come home after work and we'll sit there and we'll start, like, just bullshitting about our days, and then we just talk about a million different things for, like, 5 hours till we go to bed. Like, we don't do anything else. We literally just sit there and talk to each other about anything that comes to our minds and just kind of, like, learn each other that way.
And there's also times where we're like, we'll just like a random innocuous question will be asked, and it'll just lead to a 5-hour conversation of us just trading like life philosophies and ideals and shit. And that's honestly one of my favorite like joint activities we have, is when we sit there and actually like explore each other's like the way like you conceptualize your life. That's one of my favorite things in general, is like just kind of like I say, I'm in like an expert people watcher, in that I don't just enjoy watching people. I like trying to figure out why they are the way they are, even if I can't fucking stand them. Like, I need to know like how you got to this point. You know what I mean? And I think that that's one of the cool things about, you know, like those conversations, is that like you get to like really delve into this person that you already care about, that you already admire so much, and you get to kind of like learn the intricacies of how their brain works and like how they actually look at things and stuff like that. And I think that's really cool to be able to do if you have the type of relationship with somebody where you can sit down and like figure out how to ask questions like that, and figure out how to pick someone's brain in a way, and how to understand their perspective in a way that you understand the answers you're getting back and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it aids in like our communication a lot too. Like, there's like, so far, like, has not been like, I mean, everyone's gonna have their bickering moments and whatnot, annoyances, like I've mentioned, but like has not been anything that we have not been able to eventually just communicate through.
Nice.
Because we know how the other like needs to be talked to in certain situations.
Yeah, I mean, I think we do really well at like reading situations for what they are and reacting in the best way, not necessarily exactly, you know, not every time, but not necessarily in the way that we might want to in those moments, but more so in the most receptive way for the other person. We're really good at like handling the situation for how it needs to be handled in a moment, and then discussing it later.
Yeah.
And then figuring out how to not get to that point, or what to do in those moments and stuff like that.
Nice. Well, and that's important, especially to have a relationship that you want it to be, you know, something that is long term. Figuring that out. So I'm gonna be married for 10 years, coming up here in July. And so I think I'm in a part of the relationship where we do still talk. We don't talk as much as what you're talking about, but like a 5-hour span. But I think part of that also too is the ability to be comfortable in silence. Mm-hmm. And that's something that is cool about a relationship, because we have had those conversation stuff. So it's like, oh, I know what you're thinking and like what you're vibing on, and, you know, kind of where you're at, and having those moments where it's just like, all right, cool. Let's just sit here for a minute and just like enjoy music, or just enjoy a movie or something, and you know, we have those moments of silence, or even sometimes at dinner, like, you know, we'll just like chill out and we'll just kind of chill for like 5-10 minutes and then have a conversation. But it's nice to be able to have that as well, you know. And I think again, it kind of just comes back to where you are in the relationship and what you know.
Definitely.
I think so. I agree with you completely. I didn't realize you'd been married that long.
Oh yeah.
I see. Once again, I keep forgetting that you're significantly older than
I'm an old
man.
man. Yeah. 42.
Would it be weird if I asked you how your ass thing is doing?
Ass thing's great. Yeah, ass is good. Listener, if you were here for the adventure, I had a lump cut out of my ass last year, non-cancerous. Everything was cool, but I had some complications during the surgery. But the ass is good now. Everything's fine. You know, still battling hemorrhoids, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Hey, I mean, it's a natural part of
I'm
life.
happy for you and your ass.
Yeah, let's just give it up.
Yeah,
you, man.
thank you.
Give it up for your ass.
Give it for that ass. Give it for that ass.
Celebrate the cakes or whatever.
Yeah, man. I like spicy food. I'm not gonna quit drinking beer, and I'm an overweight man, so Hemis are gonna happen.
I think you're hot as fuck.
Thank you. I
Just keep
appreciate
doing
it,
you, buddy.
Well, let's get away from my ass talk. Let's get into just before we get out of here, just plug your shit real quick. So, Alyssa, where can people find you online?
You can find me on Instagram at Servizzi_art, and then I'm Servizzi art on really all platforms. I have it on Facebook and Instagram, and then for my official portfolio, you can go to behance.net/Alyssa Servizzi.
Sick. All right. And Jay, where can people find you out online?
millennialsuckpodcast.com, Millennial Suck Podcast on pretty much every social media form. We just started uploading stuff on our YouTube, I think today. So go check it out there. And I don't ever get on my personals like that for real. So, you can follow me at Growl Life on pretty much everything, but I don't ever post shit. So have fun.
Right on. just collect it. Be like, I'm friends.
We're just want to randomly hear song lyrics or like on my Instagram, it's typically just like the screenshot of a song I'm listening to. It's like, here you go, guys.
There's your content. Listener, you're going to find me at Deal to No One on Instagram. And as always, thank you for listening to the show. If you want to help grow the show, just tell a friend. If there's somebody that is into relationships, if they are watching like dating shows and they like hearing the details of a new relationship and what it's like being in a long-term relationship as well, shoot him this episode, text it to him. And then also, you can also just tell him about the back catalog, which has over 100 episodes. And I'm sure I've talked about something to somebody that the friend that you have is also into as far as hobby and collections goes. They can check it out. And if you want, you can also check me out on Millennial Suck Podcast.
Yep.
So you can look for me over there if you want to give it a test drive. You're like, I like you. I don't know about new podcasts. Well, come with me to new podcasts, and then you can listen to two podcasts, and you can stick around and start listening to his podcast.
Yeah, and that would be great for me personally. So I would appreciate that very much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is how the podcast economy works, listener. We need your listens.
Yeah, it's an exchange rate. We'll get into it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again so much for coming. I appreciate you both. And,
honestly, thank you for having us.
No problem.
you.
Yeah, thank you for doing the show. I really appreciate it.
It was a lot of fun. It's always good sitting talking with you, buddy.
It is. Hell yeah. And listener, peace.